Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to get you styled up with Stitch Fix. Shopping's hard. It's hard. With Stitch Fix, you get a stylist, though, who understands your style, your size, your budget, and they do all the shopping for you.
Wow.
This is excellent. Shopping, I'm telling you, shopping and figure out your style, it's overwhelming. Let somebody help you when it comes to getting dressed. We don't know what we're doing, so we let Stitch Fix help us out. A Stitch Fix stylist there. They know what works on us. We get the prices that make us look really good, and it feels good. You get some confidence boost walking around knowing that you're looking decent here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we just give the stylist our sizes, style, budget preferences. We order boxes when we want, how we want, no subscription or any of that required. And they send called Just For Me pieces as well. Like, maybe you'd like this, and it's awesome. Outfit recommendations, styling tips. You keep what you love, you send back the rest. It's super easy.
Yep.
You can do it, and we are doing it because it's excellent. Personal styling for everyone. Get started today at stitchfix.com/STM. That's stitchfix.com/STM.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you about Noom. Has Noom helped you? I believe it has.
Oh, that's got an app. You can do tracking. It's terrific.
It does. And Noom builds personal plans that can meet individual needs. That's the thing. Takes into account any dietary restrictions, medical issues, other personal needs. That helps build a plan that works for you. And yes, so I know that you've had your own personalized program here that you've been working on. And
it's weight loss This is weight loss results that last. They stick around because you get yourself into a lifestyle change. That's what matters.
That's mainly it. You can't just say, I'm going to cut that out for a month and then go back to it. That's not what it is. So I'm glad it's helping you. That's great. And it really does. I like the psychology and biology-based approach here. Yeah. Noom Weight uses psychology. That's why they say losing weight starts with your brain, but it also takes into account your unique biological factors, Jimmy. All of your multitude flora and fauna that goes on inside of you there.
Sure. Yeah.
Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com, Noom.com here. Based on 3.5-year study of actively engaged Noom users with minimum starting BMI of 25. Individual results may vary. Visit our website for more information.
Welch's can't make everything make sense. Like why your mom still listens to the radio or what she meant when she sent that emoji. But a zero sugar drink that's still full of fruit flavor, we made that make sense. And strawberry, passion fruit, Concord grape, and more. You gotta sip it to get it. New Welch's Zero Sugar. Let's fruit stuff up.
This week, in Magnolia, Arkansas, a self-described Bonnie and Clyde pull off a daring escapade, leaving a terrifying, bloody, and almost surgical scene in their wake. Welcome to Small Town Murder. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I am Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you, folks, one and all, for joining us today on another insane edition of Small Town Murder. They've been crazy lately, and this week, no different. It's just wild. This is one of those episodes where there's so many points in it where you're just like, wait a second, we got to rewind. It's absolutely insane. Can't wait to tell you the story. Quickly first, before we get to that, first of all, your reviews. Thank you. Very helpful. Whatever app you're listening on, whatever platform. If it's possible to leave a review, 5 stars would be lovely for your boys here.
Fantastic for doing it.
Thank you for doing that. Head over to shutupandgivememurder.com right now. Tickets available. Still a few tickets left for Pittsburgh on April 8th and Columbus, Ohio on April 9th there. Yeah. Good-sized theaters, a couple tickets left. I know
few. Figure it out.
Very few. I know Columbus is just about done, so be careful on that one. So get your tickets right now for that, and the whole damn tour is out there. So get your tickets for those. Get your merch there. Patreon.com/crime and sports is where you get all of your bonus stuff. We have so much bonus stuff on there. There's like 150 episodes you get access to immediately for that. Anybody $5 or above, you're going to get access to all the Small Town Murder bonus episodes and even all the Crime and Sports bonus episodes, which usually the bonus episodes, they cross over very well for everybody. So
yeah, there's something for everybody.
There's something for everybody. Enjoy those. This week, what we're going to have for Crime and Sports, we are going to have one of the best April Fool's jokes ever that I've ever heard of, since it's going to be right after April Fool's Day. It's the Sid Finch hoax, where Sports Illustrated and the New York Mets and George Plimpton, the writer, all conspired to put out this story of a man who throws like 130 miles an hour.
168.
168.
I saw a tweet about it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Lives in the, it's crazy stuff. Like pulled him out of the mountains and he
wears one shoe.
Only wears one shoe. This crazy story with enough detail to where people completely bought it and it was the hottest thing in sports and people were like, holy shit, it's hilarious. We'll check that out. And then Small Town Murder, I guess you could call this a hoax, a very disturbing hoax. We're going to talk about Diane Downs. And if you don't know who she is maybe the biggest liar who's ever existed. Like the most, it's insane. Her story is nuts. She shot her kids and herself and tried to make it out like she was the hero who was saving her kids from some random assailant when not even close to what happened. And we'll talk about all of her interviews and how much she just lies with a smile on her face. It's crazy. Insane story.
Despite this show, it's fascinating how much people want you to believe that happens all the time.
I know, man. So anyway, there it is. Patreon.com/crime and sports. Get that there. And you're going to get a shout out at the end of the show because, God damn it, we appreciate each and every one of you for doing that. Thank you for doing that. And if you just want to get your shout out and have great karma, you can do that at PayPal using our email address, crimeandsports@gmail.com. Quick disclaimer. This is a comedy show. We're comedians. So there's going to be jokes here. There's also going to be horrible murder. But we know how to separate those things. That's how it works. So it's going to be all right. What we go out of our way not to do. We don't make fun of the victims or the victims' families.
Why, Jay?
Because we're assholes.
Yeah.
But we're not scumbags.
That's the deal.
That's how it works. So if that sounds good to you, we are going to, hear about a wild story. Great. If not, I don't know. If you think true crime and comedy should never go together, maybe it's not for you. Maybe. Either way, it might be, though. That's the thing. Either way, no complaining later because we did tell you that there are jokes. Don't go, oh, my God, there's a joke. Oh, no.
You're forewarned. Give it a shot.
You're forewarned. That's said.
Don't say a word. Shut the fuck up.
Thank you. Exactly. And that said, after we've told you, shut the fuck up, we should also shout. Let's sit here. Let's clear the lungs and shout. Shut up
and give me murder.
Let's do this, Jimmy.
All right.
Let's go on a trip, shall we?
Okay.
Let's go. We are, well, boy, let's do this.
See how easy I am to talk into something?
Yeah. All right, sure. Let's do it. Let's go. Jimmie be in this story, just a guy they picked up and like, we're going to murder somebody. Okay. He didn't know anything about it beforehand. Sure. And then next thing you know, we're going, and Jimmie was sentenced to 25 to life.
I just brought the beer, you guys.
All appeals denied. He's like, I swear I didn't know anything about it till we got there.
I just thought we were going on a trip.
Well, we're going on a trip, and yeah, you'd have to be talked into this trip. We're going from Maine, where you love, I know, one of your favorite places, all the way to Magnolia, Arkansas.
Yikes.
Which I assume you'd probably maybe a little less want to be there, let's just say. I feel like there's like a cookware made here or something. We make Magnolia, fucking bacon sheets here or something. Like this is where the Pioneer woman gets all of her cookware. Like, it's all made in a factory.
They make them. We sit here and drink sweet tea.
Yeah, it's in.
You know who we mean.
It's in Southwest. Yeah, that's one way to put it. It's in Southwest Arkansas down there. So it's down there, man. It is
not good.
If you've been to Arkansas, if you are a mile outside of Little Rock, you might as well be in the middle of Deliverance is what you feel like. Like, it's like that. This is 2 hours and 20 minutes to Little Rock. So Little Rock doesn't feel like you're all that safe, to be honest with you.
It doesn't feel like a metropolis.
Not at all. You're like, oh boy, the woods could close in on us at any time. It's about an hour 45 to Malvern, Arkansas, which is episode 238, which was the Devil, the Darkness, and the Cheerleader, which was a crazy episode. It hasn't been that long since we've been to Arkansas, but Arkansas is one of those states like West Virginia that's just, it's teeming. It's ripe. There's so much there. So we have, and this story's crazy enough to where it's like, let's go back to Arkansas for a minute. This is in Columbia County, which is another one of those counties that seem to be everywhere. We did the New York episode was Columbia County that we did more recently. The area code 870. Motto of this town, I got some balls here. Motto of this town, quote, discover the difference.
Yeah. Of what?
Or there's more to it, I feel like. It got rubbed off the sign. Someone was like, well, let's make it better. The real motto is discover the difference, then run back to civilization. So there's those two. Now, history of this town. Magnolia is the county seat of Columbia County, of course, and we all knew that, obviously. Yeah. And it's home of Southern Arkansas University.
Oh.
What are they? The
Why do you have to say
Porcupines?
Southern Arkansas? Arkansas is Southern enough.
Yeah, we're Southern Arkansas. We're the southern part of the southern.
Fuck around here.
We're the southern part of the southern part of Arkansas. See, there's two parts of the southern part of Arkansas, and there's the northern part, which those fucking pussies up there. See, this is the
Call
southern
them
part.
Yankees up there.
The Yankees, the southern part of South Arkansas, northern part. So this is south. Maybe the Porcupines. What do you think their mascot is?
The Tire Fires.
The Tire Fires. So I don't know what the hell their goddamn mascot is. Something
barbecue.
Something awful with barbecue. Well,
50-gallon drum barbecue. That's
actually, it might be a giant barbecue chef because wait till we get to things to do. It's all they care about here. It's an important industrial center here has a lot of oil and bromine industries. The fuck is bromine?
Bromine's used for shit. I know, obviously.
I would imagine. Why else would they pull it out of the ground? They must use it for something.
I swear I've purchased something that had to do with bromine. I don't know why.
We gotta finish this up, Jimmy. I gotta get to the store and pick me up some bromine before they close. Otherwise, I ordered some on Amazon, but it's not gonna be here for like 2 days.
I swear it's like fish tank shit or something like that. I swear I used it for something.
That's brine the brine shrimp or whatever they are that you feed fish. I think that's what you're talking. Those are those ones you keep in the freezer and then they reanimate.
Isn't bromine a chemical for shit like that?
I assume. I don't know what the hell they do with it, but who knows? I'm sure someone will tell us on social media. 400
people will tell us all day long, and I will eventually know everything there is to know about bromine.
If you're hearing this now, we already know about bromine. Trust me. Unless you heard it the instant it came out, we know it.
I'm a professor of bromine by now.
You are. You must be. I know all about bromine. I graduated from Bromine University about an hour ago. So the city then became it was an agricultural and regional cotton market, and then they discovered oil there. That's what 1938 they discovered oil there, and it was drilled by the Kerr-Lynn Company. I don't know, they sound like they poison things, I'm sure. I don't know. It's just the sound of it. No, it sounds like there's kids with like weird discolorations all over them that has that. They're
sick.
They're the cause of it, I don't know why. Not saying it's true, but it sounds like it. So the Magnolia oil field was a big discovery for this city here. It was the largest producing oil field in volume during the early years of World War II. So they kind of came right at the right time, and it was big help in the war effort to have a big
luck
extra. Oh, yeah, that's a lot of luck. We had a lot of luck there. We needed it. Yeah. So everything had to line up right to beat Hitler, I guess. That's how it worked. So
yeah, very tough foe.
Then, of course, though, if you don't take care of that, you have problems. In March 2013, more than 5,000 barrels of oil leaked from a Lion Oil Trading and Transportation storage tank in Magnolia, with some flowing into the bayou. So, good job.
Yikes.
Let's destroy that completely. Let's destroy the local ecosystem here totally. There is one famous person from Magnolia. It's Charlene Harris, who wrote the True Blood books, like the vampire.
Really?
Yeah. The vampires on, what is that, like HBO or Showtime? Or Showtime, I think.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was, what's her name that dated Seth MacFarlane, right? That was in that, right?
Anna Paquin.
Oh, that's not the
Wasn't
one.
Anna Paquin in that? Never mind. Forget it. Okay. Moving on.
Why is it Dushku?
I'm sure. Eliza, worst name ever to fucking act. You can pick any name you want when you start acting, by the way.
You can. You can go by you can just pick your middle name.
They're like, you want to have douche in there, really? Okay, well, that's fine. Okay. Well, no, she's sticking with douche. I don't know.
She said
her parents
douche.
won't let her change it. That's what
We're going to run it.
It's a family name. She's running with it. Imagine if
Very
that wasn't her
proud.
name.
She picked that?
To stand out.
Yeah.
So reviews of this town, 5 stars here. 5 stars. Quote, it is changing to become a charming town in southern Arkansas. Diverse, vibrant population from around the world coming to study and teach at Southern Arkansas University. Many activities are there. Horse and mule riding.
Yeah.
Mule riding is an activity?
Listen, sometimes you just got to get on a wild animal.
Of any kind?
Fuck what it is.
Horse, mule, big dogs, a couple people got. A guy with
All
a
right,
Great
Durant,
Dane.
I
You
don't
can
give a shit.
jump right on that thing. Mule riding seems like something you'd have to do out of necessity. Like, we're stuck here, and the only way out of this canyon is on this mule. Like, that seems like the only way. But anyway, outdoor theaters, sightseeing, cycling, and so much more. New exciting establishments are under development, sponsored by the founder of Walmart. Oh, great.
Oh, yeah.
And
They're all from here.
And other high-tech and cloud-based corporations. The schools are going through major assessments to raise the quality and safety. This person is advertising this town. Yeah. 3 stars. It's a little bit different here. It is scary as a female to take a late night stroll. Well, that's a little less glowing there.
Doesn't seem like a great place then.
That sounds scary. 4 stars for this one. Great place to live! Exclamation point.
Yeah.
Great banks! Exclamation point. Small town feel! Exclamation point. Safe environment! Exclamation point. Very friendly. Jimmy?
During the day.
Exclamation point. Yeah. There you go. Hometown! Exclamation point.
Buffet.
And then the closer. Great place to raise a family!
Exclamation
point. There you go. You got it. So
this person is jacked.
Yeah. Let's see here. 1 star. The night scene is non-existent, and we only recently started selling alcohol in the stores. Well, yeah, that sounds depressing.
Was it a dry county?
Dry county, probably. Yeah, they just finally cracked. Population of this town, 11,433. But it is, and because it's a college town and there's more female college students than male, it is 56% female, 43% male. So if you're a young man,
awesome.
That's not a bad deal
and
here.
Now they've got booze.
And now there's booze.
Arkansas is crazy, too, that they have like, fuck, man, it is insane how many counties they have.
Oh, it's so many. They had to break off for that reason, probably.
Yeah.
Dry.
They hate
wet.
each other so much. They were like, like that? Well, my house is my own county now.
Absolutely. Yeah. If we didn't have the goddamn North to hate, I'll tell you what, I'd hate you a lot more. So
they just cannot get along and agree on fucking anything.
No, they like to fight in Arkansas. They're a scrappy people in Arkansas.
They really are. Yeah.
Median age 27.2. That's a lot of college students there. 41% married, which is high for a young population still. 25% are single with children, which is way higher than the national average. The race of this town, it's pretty split pretty evenly here. 50.1% white. 42% black, 2.3% Asian, 2.3% Hispanic. So it's a lot of, for a southern town. Seems like southern towns are either all white or black or half white, half black. That's there's no other mixture of how they. I could be completely wrong. Which is the towns we've done. That's the breakdowns there. So religion in this town, 52.5% religious, and obviously without a doubt. Baptist is the number one religion. 25% of the people here are Baptists. Baptists are, as we know, the Catholics of the South there. 0.0% Jewish, though. That's not going on at all here, which it's a college. You'd assume like they would attract just diversity a little bit, you know what I mean? But I guess not. So the politics here in this county, Columbia County, 33% Democrat in the last election, 64% Republican, 3.5% Independent, which is
that's
actually
super high.
That's high for the last election. It is. Unemployment rate here is about the national average, but the median household income is pretty low. And it's a college town, so, you know, I guess you can put some of the kids in there.
Sure.
Recent graduates, that sort of thing.
Walmart.
Walmart, I don't know. I'm sure there's a Walmart somewhere. Median household income here, $34,461, which is very low. It's usually, you know, over $54,000 in the rest of the country. Cost of living, $100 is regular, average. Here, cost of living is $73. Housing is low. Median home cost here, $103,400.
Incredibly affordable.
That is incredibly affordable. And if you would like to afford yourself a little bit of Arkansas, we have for you, everyone, the Magnolia, Arkansas Real Estate Report. Your average 2-bedroom rental here goes for about $676, which
not bad.
In a college town too, you need a lot of rentals, so that's good. I found here a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,260 square foot house. That'd be 3 bedrooms and 12,000 square feet. Jesus Christ! 1 bath. 1 bathroom, and you got to find it. Imagine having a piss and having to find the bathroom in a 12,000 square foot house. Where is it? Please tell me. I'm going to piss. Like I found your goddamn washing machine, and I'm going to use that, okay? I think I found the laundry room.
I feel like the mom from that Alzheimer's movie every day.
Yeah, just what's happening?
I'm going to piss my pants.
Oh, it's terrible. It's a weird-shaped house. It looks like a stash house, like the way the shading is in the front. It looks like a stash house or where someone would keep, like, women hostage, like multiple women, like, tied up in a room. There's a lot of dolls everywhere, which is creepy. Something bad happened there.
Ariel Castro vibe.
I'm getting a lot of Castro vibes. $59,000 for that.
My Christ, that's so cheap.
That's cheap. Here's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,664 square foot house. So kind of your average family home. It's a nice little house. Nice house. Looks like the kitchen has been redone recently, but there's some things that could use some updating. I don't know. It's a weird house. It's fine though. It's one of those. It's a fine house. If you have a couple of kids, it's perfect. $129,000 for that though. So pretty cheap. Not bad. Then I found here. All right, you're doing great. You're a Walton. You're a Walton, or you're Jed Clampett, and you had struck the oil here. 5-bedroom, 4-bath, 4,595 square feet.
Oh my.
Big old house, real southern looking, big white columns outside. It's like a wannabe plantation house.
How's the porch?
That's what it looks like. Very nice porch, elaborate staircase, you know, for coming down in your like weird dress.
A ball gown. Yeah, some weird southern gown.
Yeah, some weird southern like Civil War ball you're going to. In the 1860s, not now. That's what I'm saying. Looks like a little tired, little updating could use, but at one point you could tell this was stately. $349,900.
For almost 5,000 square feet of house?
Which is very cheap.
Holy
for that.
Shit.
Think about that. What's that house cost in Phoenix, Jimmie?
Oh, Mike. That's easily $2 million.
Easily, right? Yeah. Easily. But the difference is here you have to live in southwestern Arkansas. So.
Where they will shove a tornado up your ass in August.
Absolutely. No problem. Things to do in this town. Here it is. The Magnolia Blossom Festival and World Championship Steak Cook-Off.
Oh.
Fuck yeah.
What kind of steak?
I'm fucking in. I don't give a fuck. If it's meat and you grilled it, I'll give it a shot. Put it that way.
Taste it.
I know how we are. We're like,
make a weird face.
Yeah. What do you got over there? It is one of
Don't make me make a weird face.
Apparently,
cook it.
Just cook it correctly. This is one of the biggest events in all of Arkansas.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The highlight of the film, this is reading right off the website. Yeah. The highlight of the festival is, of course, the cook-off, where more than 4,000 ribeye steaks are grilled.
It's good meat.
Yeah, we're talking.
Holy shit.
Jimmie's pause there was his face. He went like, he made like the oh my God and words couldn't come out face.
It's something I want.
I want that. The winner gets the Governor's Cup trophy and $2,000.
$2,000.
$2,000 for cooking a steak well. Each year, there are over 3,000 steaks cooked on the square here in Magnolia, Arkansas. Visitors cannot imagine the smell in the air when more than 80 grills of all shapes and sizes begin the cook-off. Got to be a couple of sawed-off shopping carts and a oil drum in there.
There's some interesting ones, yeah.
So I'm sure there is. Be sure to get your tickets early because they will go fast. Well, it's steak. Yeah. Steak tickets are available from Magnolia Chamber Office. Steak tickets, Farmers Bank, Bancorp, blah, 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 blah. Join friends and family and share the flavor of the festival for an unforgettable experience. All right, here. Let's see. What's that steak in this competition? It says,
you bastards.
And it's spelled like the
you
meat.
know it. Yeah.
It says here you get. This is conflicting. Overall winner, first place, gets the Governor's Trophy and $4,000 in prize money, which is a lot. First runner-up gets it.
Yeah.
They get a trophy in $2,000, and then it goes $1,250. Every one you get, I'm sure, a trophy that gets smaller. Going down in scale. $750 you get after that. Fourth runner-up gets $500. So there you go. You get that, and there's
first through fifth place.
There's also an award for rig construction. I don't know if that's like
that's your grill.
The oddest grill setup they could find or something. What I did is I had a 77 Ford pickup, right? And I took the bed out of it and just filled it with coals. Poked a couple holes in the bottom, and I got me a grill. And I won a trophy and $500 for best rig construction.
What do you want to bet somebody has barbecued out of a bathtub? There's been a wheelbarrow. I can't wait to see. I want to see them.
I do too, actually. I really want to see what's
I
going
really
on
do.
here. They also have the Blossom Festival Parade, and of course the Magnolia Blossom Festival pageant. Of course, oh God, they probably crowned some poor teenage girl Miss Blossom Festival.
Yeah. Somebody wore a meat dress.
And somebody had it's a sash. It's a meat sash. It's a regular dress, but the sash is made of tenderloins all sewn together. So they have the what else? The People's Bank Treasure Hunt, the fishing tournament.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. They have like a cornhole game of some kind here. All sorts of shit going on. I don't know. Whatever. They have the largest grill in the world, Guinness Book of World Records here as well.
Do they say what it is?
Giant. No. This guy made a grill. He made it out of it. It's like half an airplane or some shit.
What?
Yeah. It's a giant fucking grill here. It's from where is this here? I'm sorry. They're talking about some of the cooks dress up. There's groups that sing as they cook. They try to make a whole show out of it. They have to try to get some sort of like social media buzz on themselves here. Look at that.
Attention to their steak too.
Yeah, that'll do it as well here. Yeah. So anyway, they had one that was over 70 feet long, by the way.
The barbecue grill.
The barbecue grill. And then somebody else made a bigger one, and then this guy made an even bigger one. So
and then you got a fuselage in there.
That's what they have. One is literally like half an airplane. It's like they just sliced an airplane in half and threw some steaks in there. So crime rate in this town, well, we're interested in, obviously. The property crime is a little bit high. It's about 50% high, which is pretty normal for a college town. If you know. Yeah, look at Tempe. You want to leave your car unlocked there? Hell no. Never. No, it's a terrible place. Violent crime, murder, rape, robbery, and, of course, assault, the Mount Rushmore of crime, is a little bit high, maybe 15, 20% high. So not quite as bad, which is, I think you're always going to get a little more with college towns, though, because you're going to have the obvious sexual assaults are going to be higher. That's fighting. That's also assaults like that. Drunken people.
You get a guy that's fueled up on steak and beer. That's an angry man. Oh my God,
he's got I ate steak out of an airplane. Do you understand me?
And I'm not in a bed. I'm so mad.
And I'm going to fight you. Goddammit. So. That said, let's talk about a murder that happened here. What do you say, Jimmie?
Yeah.
Let's get into this. To do this, we need to go all the way back to my favorite murder era ever. Oh, I love it so much. You can almost hear the Bee Gees playing in the background.
Oh, those 70s.
1977, baby. Let's do it. 77, it's a beautiful time. And let's talk about a couple of people here.
Okay.
And this case is one of those cases where you look at it as a whole, and it's just there are so many high points in this case, we'll say. And by high points, I mean terrible things for the most part, obviously. Low points, but where you're just like, are you fucking kidding me? I look for cases that have "are you fucking kidding me" moments, because
why would you?
I feel like that's what you're listening for. That's what I would listen for, and this is one of those cases that is just bonkers. Let's get into this. We'll talk about a young lady first. Okay, let's talk about a young lady who was 22 years old in 1977.
The world is her oyster.
And wait till you hear her. The world is her oyster. She's doing well for herself here. She is originally from Bradley, Arkansas.
Yeah.
That's where she's from. I'm sure that's a lovely, lovely metropolis, just teeming with opportunity, I'm sure. Right. Bradley, Arkansas in the 70s especially. So
born in 55 too, so it was like Americana time.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. She's from there. So at the she's doing well for herself. There's 14 children in her family.
What?
She's one of 14. Which she came up, pretty rough, you know what I mean? Pretty poor, honestly.
Yeah. Which order was she? Was she a baby?
She's somewhere in the middle there.
Okay.
She's somewhere in the middle.
Like
so
number 8 or some shit.
Fucking 11th or something.
Yeah.
So it's like,
if
I don't know.
She's there, she's easily forgotten about.
Yeah. They just call her 11 like she's Stranger Things just to make it easier. Where's 11 at? What the hell? Yeah. Who gives a shit what her name is? She's the 11th goddamn kid we've had. Too many.
Her mom screamed 11 like the mom in Home Alone screamed Kevin. 11!
10, 11, 12, get your asses in here now. I know your names, goddammit. I don't give a shit about them. Get in the goddamn house.
She's been lost before.
She's been lost a little bit. Yeah, you'd lose that. But it's outside of like Utah, there aren't a lot of people that have 14 children that have a lot of money. That's the thing. It's not a thing. So, but here 14 kids, and she is the only one out of 14 to attend college.
Wow.
So she's got to have something. If you're the only one out of 14 to attend college, you got to have some sort of brains, some sort of. She's trying. You know what I mean?
Got
so
some
good for her.
pizzazz to her.
She's doing some shit here. She goes to school at Southern Arkansas University. There, we talked about the fighting porcupines, as we know of. I think that's what the hell they are, but she goes for psychology actually.
Okay.
And she's doing very, very well. In fact, by the end of school in May of 1977, when that school year finishes, that semester, she only lacks 9 hours to graduate. She needs 9 credit hours. So she is right there. You know what I mean? Right at the tip to graduate. So obviously she's going to graduate next year.
Yep.
All should be well, right?
It should be so easy.
I mean, the world is your oyster right now. You're going to do something.
Coasting. Yeah.
Because in the 70s, if you had a college degree in the 70s,
oh my,
you were just like you could get an entry level job at any company you want, making a good living wage just because you had a college degree. That's how it was.
You could be middle management and start there.
Yeah. Now they're like, I don't know. The frothing, the milk frother is pretty complicated. I know you have a master's degree, but I don't know. So what she does though is she just has a magical moment happen here right after school stops. Right around May, she has a magical moment where she meets a man.
Oh boy.
She meets a man, and I say a man because he's not a young man.
No.
I'd call her a young woman.
Sure.
He is not a young man. He's 41 years old.
All right.
She meets him, so that's going to go well right away. I'm sure
That's me.
I'm sure everything's put together. Yeah, you ready to go with a fucking
I'm ready
20
to die? Are you kidding me?
22-year-old sound about right for you right now?
I can't do that.
No.
Jesus Christ.
No, and that's and no offense to a 22-year-old, but it's just not.
You got hope and shit like that.
Yeah, while you talked, I would just stare at you and just be like, with my eyebrows slowly crunching up, going, "What? I don't understand anything you just said." First of all,
know.
You have a lot of hope in there, don't you? I see like rainbows going off in your. This is wild. You have a lot of hope.
You said I gaslight you? I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't think you do either. That's the thing. I don't think you know that that's from a play and what that actually was going on in the play, which is a completely different thing than You think I lied to you 3 weeks ago about what I was watching on TV? I don't think that's gaslighting.
It doesn't coincide.
No. So anyway, they hook up here. And and who the hell? And we're making fun of that side of it, but in reality, she's 22. What the hell does she want with this guy? He's not like a together. This isn't like a together guy. You know what I mean? Like, oh no. This isn't like an investment banker, and he came to like do like a speech at the school, and she asked him more questions, and they had some coffee, and they had shit in common. No. That's not anything like this. We'll talk about who he is. He is not like that at all. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor ever, Simply Safe. Absolutely. These people will keep you safe. It's amazing. You know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States, according to the FBI. That means that by the time this podcast is over, dozens and dozens of homes will have been targeted, ransacked. God knows what happens here. So protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe proactive security system. Simply Safe helps stop threats before they even have a chance to break in. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News and World Report 5 years in a row. And by us for about the last 8 years as well. If you trust us, believe me, you want Simply Safe. So visit simplysafe.com/small to claim 50% off a new system with professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
This show, Small Town Murder, is brought to you by BetterHelp. Get yourself some therapy, everybody. Honestly, here. We often hear about, red flags that you should avoid. Hey, that's a lot of a thing. It's become a real phrase now, real cliche. But why don't you focus also, you look at like green flags in friends and partners. Look for good things as well. Right. And maybe you're not sure what that looks like, though. Therapy can help you figure that out. What are positive things? What are the green flags? And then you can practice them in your relationship. It's absolutely a fact. And so, honestly, we absolutely are huge advocates for this. It really, really helps. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable. It's convenient. They serve over 5 million people worldwide. You can access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists, wide ranges of specialties there. Here's the coolest part. You're not getting along with your therapist, you're just not feeling it, you can switch at any time, no extra charge.
Wow.
The thing is, they want you to get help. That's it. And you can do it with BetterHelp. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/smalltownmurder today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about a healthy, delicious item, Hero Bread. And we're both trying to get healthier this new year. Jimmie had a eye-opening doctor's appointment and things like that. So we're trying to get healthier, and I'm telling you right now, this Hero Bread is a good step in this direction. It's delicious, and it is really good for you, and it's really excellent. They have the sliced bread is good, the bagels, the tortillas. I know you've been
they're terrific.
Ranting about the tortillas. They're so good. With Hero Bread, you can focus on your health goals and still indulge in the soft, fluffy experience you love, but guilt-free. I really love the little Hawaiian rolls, too.
Yeah.
They're so good. They're so good. The Hawaiian rolls, they're legit. They're fluffy. Yeah. They're exactly how you want them to be. You'd never know it's low-carb and high-fiber bread from the texture. You get the soft, fluffy experience you know and love with your savory breakfast sandwich, late-night grilled cheese, Taco Tuesday. Do it. Yeah. No compromises, just flavor, ultra-low net carbs, 0 grams of sugar, high in fiber. It's fantastic. Hero Bread is offering 10% off your order. Go to hero.co and use the code SmallTownMurder at checkout. That's SmallTownMurder at HERO.co.
And now back to the show.
So anyway, they meet, and here we go. His past, let's discuss.
Oh, boy.
In 1965, here's an article from California in 1965, where it says, police today characterized Warren E. Sumlin, and that's his name, Warren E. Sumlin. They characterized him as a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde bandit after 10 holdup victims recently identified him in lineups.
Oh, my God. He's near 30 at that point.
He's 29. He's a strong-arm robber. He took more than $3,300 and shot 3 people in this recent rampage. Oh, he just shoots people indiscriminately. That's the other thing. He's not just robbing people. It's at gunpoint, and he will shoot your ass.
Some girls like danger, man.
Continues to say, this is at 29 years old, quote, This is from 65. Quote, Sumlin, unemployed with no permanent address, a state prisoner on parole with a criminal record dating back 13 years, that's 16, was arrested at a friend's home in Oakland. Victims identified him in a lineup last night as the gunman in a series of robberies of liquor stores, pharmacies, and service stations.
Shit.
This guy is fucking
and
wild.
That was just 12 years ago.
That was 12 years earlier, and they're saying that they also said they're charging him with assault with a deadly weapon, robbery to assault with intent to commit murder, because he just shot people in the chest indiscriminately like a goddamn lunatic.
Did anybody die?
And none of those people ended up dying. They all lived. And then he also is accused of strong-arm robbery in Oakland at that time, in another case that they haven't identified him yet, but it sounds like him.
So he relocated to Arkansas to change his life and get better.
No,
meets a 22.
No. Hold on, he's not done yet, Jimmy.
Oh no,
that's just 1965. There's more. What do you think? He's cleaning himself up. He got out of jail. He decided to enroll in Southern Arkansas University. Yeah. He got himself a fighting porcupine sweatshirt, and he carries his books under his arm.
It was mistaken identity. I'm going to show them. I'm going to get a lawyer degree and defend the innocent.
I'm gonna get a lawyer degree.
That's some shit I'd say.
That's perfect. I'm gonna get a lawyer degree. And then Kris Jenner said, "Sure, honey, you should
get after it.
You should do that."
Right after I shake this lunatic.
Yeah,
and date another one.
Yeah. Let's do that. That's all good history there. Always
juggle the crazy. It's going to work out.
A lot of history of good relationships for both of them. I think it's going to work out.
Very stable.
If those two kids can't make it, Jimmy, I don't know who can. I'm going to start questioning my own marriage if they can't make it.
This world, James, it's nuts.
No one has had more long-lasting, steady relationships.
Proven
than those two. So let's fast forward a little. I assume he went to prison for a few years at least.
You'd think this today, if we're talking about him in 77, he just got out, right?
No, because in 74 he was out. So, and he had a record going back to when he was 16. So God knows what the hell. Back in the day, like they had very harsh penalties for certain things, but then certain things were like. It's almost like they just didn't think that people would keep doing it. At some point, they're like,
well, at least they had that one out of their system.
Yeah, no one's going to rob banks like 5 times, right? No, they'll stop after a while.
Was he thinking Babyface Nelson?
They had to make for continuing things have an escalation for if you keep robbing people at gunpoint. At some point, the penalties have to get more. That's kind of dangerous, especially if you're shooting some of these people. It's not like you were, I came up with a cap gun to scare somebody. He's firing slugs into people. Like,
he made
for real.
A threat and made good on it.
Yeah, I will shoot you. Bang. Now give me your money is crazy. So 1974, he's still in California.
Yeah.
Doing his thing there. He didn't have a good day. Let's just say that. Had a bad day. He's in Oakland, and this is a day just littered with failure, as if you're an armed robber. So, sometimes you wake up. As a comedian, sometimes you get up. If we go on stage, sometimes, sometimes the crowd's amazing and we feel great about it and we feel like we did well. And sometimes you feel like, I feel like I could have been 5% better or something. You know what I mean?
Something was a little off.
Apparently with armed robbery, it's very similar. I didn't realize that. But
sticky situation.
Little sticky situation. About 3 p.m. one day, a man walked into the South Berkeley Pharmacy at 3300 Adeline Street and demanded money.
Okay.
Give me all your money.
Yeah.
Here's my gun, right? So the manager, a guy named Walton Rogers, this is a balls fucking move, right? Yeah. He hands him a $5 bill.
That's what I got.
There you go. Which is
spend it all in one place, sir.
Like, there had to be a pause there when he handed it to him. He had to take it and be like, wait a second. Like, this is money, but...
I'm risking going to jail. Not for this.
Yeah,
more, please. Yeah.
You know I want more than this. So he did. He demanded more money. He said, give me more money. This is bullshit. While waving the $5 bill around.
Yeah.
Literally, he had it in his hand. He goes, no, I want more money. And he's shaking it around. So the manager... Several options, obviously. He can give more money. He can run away. Several options here. He chooses a route I would have never even thought of.
What is that?
Grabs the money back out of his hand.
Ungrateful fuck.
If you don't want that, then fine. Yeah.
Was this an Abe Lincoln? You're goddamn right it was.
Yeah.
It was is what it is.
My goddamn
it's not
$5.
anymore.
And then is so threatening. The manager is so aggressively takes it and goes after him that he runs out of the store. The robber runs out of the store. He runs away from him.
Oh, the heartbreak.
That is a terrible, terrible attempted robbery. The guy... Actually, it's actually even. You robbed him, then he robbed you, and then chased you away. So you really got the least of that exchange. You got fucked up in that one.
He didn't take the robbery serious at all. He was like,
no.
I won't call the cops. Go get yourself some lunch. Is this all you got? Well, then fuck you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, asshole. And then he runs after him. And the guy, and he must have seemed so serious and threatening that it scared an armed person into running away from him. Like, oh, God, he means business. That's bad.
That's amazing.
I've shot 3 people. None of them died. If I don't kill this guy, he will beat my ass, I feel like. Look at that look on his face. Which also brings the question of, could anybody just walk in and say, give me money, and he'll give you $5? Did he have like a 5 in the side of the register that was the...
This is our robbery money. Best of luck.
And even a robber, just a handout. If you go in and you got any money, he's just got a 5 for whoever. But you have to take that 5. That's the rule.
That's all you get. Or I'm calling the cops and chasing you out of here.
If you ask for more, you get a beating. How it goes. I'm generous to a point.
It's got to be a big fucking guy, right?
This guy sounds
huge.
I feel like he's Italian. Either way, I feel like he's an Italian guy.
Or intimidating as fuck one way or another.
You ungrateful fucking, you son of a bitch, kicking his ass in the street. You fucking disgraziad.
I tried to be nice to you.
I try to be nice. This is what I get. While he's kicking someone else, this is what I get for it. Bang,
you embarrass me in front of my employees.
God damn it. Well, he's killing someone. So anyway, the one of the other pharmacists joins in the chase too. Yeah. I guess once it's happening. So witnesses, by the way, he doesn't even, he's parked like a car length in front of the store, like out on the curb. He's not even around the corner.
It's just right there.
No getaway driver. He just hops in his car, fires it up, puts it in drive, and pulls away while several people write his license plate number down. It takes a second to do that, you know?
It does.
This isn't a modern day like a push button. You had to get the key in.
Yeah. Make sure you put it in the right way because it didn't have 2 ridges. It only had the ridges on the
God
top.
Damn it.
Fuck.
Yeah. Pain in my ass. So the police are now looking for this car. Yeah. And while they're looking for the car, they must have missed it about an hour later because across the street, pretty much within a block of this place, the South Berkeley branch of the Wells Fargo Bank was open as well. This is, after 4 o'clock p.m., so getting to the end of the day. And a guy fitting the same description as the guy who went into the
Seems like a bad time to rob a bank. They've either got the most money they're going to have or the least money they're going to have at the end of the day.
They just got done putting it all away in a safe place.
Or just giving it all out throughout the day.
Or giving it out or putting it in a truck or anything they've taken in. Or
one way or another, it seems like a bad time to rob a bank at the end of the day.
When is a good time to rob a bank? That's the question. I said, when is a good time to rob a bank? That's the question.
I would guess at the beginning of the day,
in the morning, you think?
That's when they have the most money, right?
I think everybody's they're a little more open too in the morning to maybe something weird happening. So I think everyone might, by the end of the day, you're like, oh, fuck you if you come into rob some. Bro, it's 4:30. You know how I'm going to have to stay? No, you're not messing my night up with police reports. I'm out of here, asshole. You know, and then you snatch the money back and chase them out of the store.
It's probably the best time to rob them at like midnight because the businesses do their night drop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they just drop it at the bank.
But then you have to break. Then you need like an Ocean's 11 team of somebody who can cut through a wall and all that.
The night drop bag.
It's much easier to just walk in and say, "Give me your money," and then they hand it to you. I would assume.
I'd figure at the morning though they have all the night drop shit and they're putting that away.
So
whereas
it's like
at lunch the truck probably picks it up. By the end of the day, they've given all the money out.
So you're saying it's kind of like if it was like 1998 and you wanted a movie at Blockbuster Video. Yeah. If you go in the morning while they're emptying the bin,
that's it.
Is that Independence Day? Give me that. No, give me that.
Welcome to Earth, motherfucker. Give me it.
Is that High Fidelity? Yeah, give me that too. What is that?
That's what it is.
What is
it's got to be.
There? Come on. Whatever 90s movies you can, late 90s.
It's got to be morning.
I think you're right, actually. I'm going to go with you on this one. So this bandit here, he's a bad robber. He's demanded, all he said was, all your 20s.
None of these fives, goddammit.
All your 20s, right?
Yeah.
And their hundreds are more recognizable, so whatever. Yeah. The teller, this isn't a question you expect. So the teller said, I beg your pardon? Because before I hit the alarm button, let me make sure you're actually robbing the place. And you didn't have like a withdrawal slip in your hand that you're about to put on the fucking counter going, I want this in 20s, I said. You know? Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Here you go.
I need your PIN number first, sir.
So he stood there for a second, rather than answering, looked around, then turned and ran out of the bank. Just ran away. Bye.
That wasn't in the script.
That's shit. You're just supposed to put it on the counter, then I take it and run. This is...
Is everybody throwing fucking curveballs in Berkeley?
She said, I beg your pardon, and he went, line? Line?
Do I just repeat?
I'm blank. I don't know. Just say it again? Okay, all your 20s. I'm not an improv guy. I'm theatrical. I'm a theatrically trained. I'm not an improv.
I stick to the script. That's all I got.
That's all I got, man. So he takes off. He's gone. He's described as in his late 20s, black male, late 20s, medium build, 6 feet tall, wearing sunglasses and an apple hat, which I didn't know what an apple hat was. I was like, is he prescient as shit? And he was just like, I'm investing in this new company that's going to come out in a few years. But no, it's kind of like a Kangol, but like, remember the Kangols that are like a little floppier though? They kind of have like seams in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like one of those hats, like a 70s style.
And the top clips to the bill?
I think it does. Yeah, it's got that kind of bill where it would. It's close enough. I don't know if it actually has the snap on there or not, but it's
it's got
one of those. It's a little floppier, but I guess they called that an apple hat in 1974. So, so the officer here, this one officer was the first on the scene, and they just traced his license plate number because he just drove his car home and parked it like a fucking moron, obviously. So they go ahead and they pick up him, Warren Sumlin, and they pick up his friend James Posey Jr. as well.
Yeah.
They're just sitting in the apartment. They knock on the door. Hey, how you doing, asshole? Click, here you go. Your address, your registration leads me right here. Thanks, dummy. So, hey, nice hat. That's a sweet one. Is that snap on the top? Okay. So they're both held in the Berkeley jail for investigation of robbery and for also parole violation because he's obviously on parole for that.
Yep.
So you'd imagine that's going to get him 10 years. But somehow by 1977, he's not only out of jail, but in Arkansas and wanted for murder in California as well. Murder now, straight murder, not just robbery. So he's escalated this to murder. This is when he meets young Ruth.
How the fuck?
This is when he meets Ruth, who's 9 hours shy of getting her psychology degree and being the only one of 14 children in her family to never mind graduate from college with a psychology degree.
Unbelievable.
Gonna follow her dreams. Well, what ends up happening is, in the fall, when the semester starts up again, she decides that she does not have enough money to go back and get her degree, so she drops out of school.
With 9 hours to go?
With 9 hours to go, and to hang out with this fucking dildo.
I'd sell my eggs.
Yeah, do something, right? I mean,
God.
I'm sure this guy's robbing people. Have him help you. You know what I mean? I don't know. But instead, I don't know if she wants to hang out with him. He doesn't want her to do it. I don't know what the deal is here, or she just, I don't know. Maybe there is no money. I have no idea what it is. But she doesn't even know him as Warren Sumlin, which is his name. She knows him by an alias. She knows him as Warren Andrews, which is certainly not his name.
Kept his first name, just changed the last?
Changed the last name because, he's wanted for murder in another state. So, but that's how little she knows about him. She doesn't know his name. This is fucking crazy. So he ends up being found in Arkansas on drug charges, obviously. I think also, too, some burglary. I think it was burglary and possession of some drugs. So he's arrested and put in jail in August of 1977.
Okay.
So you got to be like, that's a relief if you're like her family. Like, whew.
Yeah.
Finally, good. He's in jail. He's waiting for extradition to California, which is a long way away.
So hopefully, they figured out his last name.
Yeah. Well, yeah, once he's wanted, that ends up happening. But when he gets arrested, it's like, oh, boy, okay, good. He's in jail. Good. Maybe she'll get back to, her path that she was on again.
Boy, did you dodge a bullet, girl. He was a murderer. Fuck.
Jesus. Yeah, that guy was a goddamn murderer, which I guess she said that, told her family also she didn't know that he was wanted for murder in California. She just thought he was a charming guy, I guess. I guess you'd have to be real charming to be 41 and wanted in another state, every murder charges, and still get not only a 22-year-old young woman to want to be with you, but a 22-year-old young woman who's about to graduate with a psychology degree. So she should, you know what I mean? Like, she's not dumb. Right. She's a smart young lady. Like, this is what the fuck, man.
You'd think their training, too, he would say something as a terrible man that would tip her off to him having some issues.
Well, maybe that's also it, too. Some people do get into psychology because they're interested in this stuff, and she might want to fix somebody. And boy, does this guy need some fucking fixing, I would say.
Oh,
he has been, it's been 25 years of crime. That's all he's been doing for his whole life. So since he was a teenager. So anyway, he's in jail in August of 1977, waiting the outcome of the extradition proceedings initiated by California on a first-degree murder charge. So this is bad, man. Not good. So like I said, she should go back to school in the fall. Whew, let's calm it all down. So on October 2nd, 1977, she marries him while he's in the Columbia County Jail.
What?
Which is possibly the worst. Are you watching this like it's Love After Lockup right now?
Yeah.
Because that's all I'm doing.
She really wants to fix him.
I'm picturing the talking head with her going, we got married last week because, we were together and we were planning on it probably when he went in. And so now I'm figuring, I said, we got to get married, I think. It's just.
The new season's starting, and I am the most worried about that chase. I want him out of that girl's house so fast. I am so scared.
There's something bubbling there, boy, right?
Oh, boy, does he exhibit some predatory behavior.
I don't like him immediately, like just always being all over these kids. Like, don't touch those kids yet. You don't know those fucking kids. Like
worse over. He claims he had a bunch of women around, and he picks her, which is supposed to make her feel good. Yeah. Which to me goes, oh my God, why? Because she has a dead husband, and you can easily slide in there. She's going to trust you.
Exactly. I figured you were the one I could con the easiest. Is what that says.
And she doesn't understand. That's what he just said.
Yeah, no, she doesn't get that at all because she's so clouded.
I'm going to move into your house and take down your dead husband's pictures? No.
He's like, it's not even in the kids' room or anything. It's like, right here. And it's like, well, yeah, he's dead, and there's pictures of him with the kids. So it's, it's good.
Calm down. Not yet, sir.
I think when you enter a relationship like that, you have to realize that's probably going to be a thing. You know, and if you're not okay with that, then you shouldn't be in that relationship.
Certainly should have picked a different girl. But it's because
you had a list of them from what you said.
That's going to end terribly.
Oh, it's going to end bad.
That might be the
worst. Bad.
Yeah, but that one might end the worst of all of them.
That Harry kid is like, I just want to run away. That's what he told his friend. I see her and I just want to run. I'm like, this is going to work out great.
Walking down the street with a bottle of booze that I'm sure is against his parole.
I would imagine so. Open
I just
container.
want to smoke weed and drink. Well, I'm
me
sure
too,
you do.
But yeah, so do I. But, you know.
I get it.
Thanks.
But you have problems.
More sympathetic I could not be, sir. But still.
That's what this is. It's volatile and not healthy by any stretch. And I think she wants to fix him. I think that's got to be it, right?
It has to be. But I mean, he's going to end up in California. You think she'll follow him there? What do you think the story's going to happen when he gets extradited? Well, let's see here. She is allowed though because it's like a small county jail. Mm-hmm. And they just got married, and she's like a nice young lady, by the way, college girl, a nice young lady, that they allow her generous visiting privileges with him, with Warren, by the jailers. By the way, both of the jailers who allowed this were both fired later for their laxness. That's how lax it was. It wasn't like, well, we let her stay an extra half hour, and it ain't hurt nothing.
How inappropriate they realize this is.
Yeah, like I said, this isn't, well, they're just sitting in there. Give them an extra half hour. Who cares? Like, this is way different. Like, they're allowing...
Young love. No, it's not.
That guy's 41. This isn't
young love anymore.
This is not young love. That guy should get a colonoscopy soon. This isn't young love.
He's a year late.
Not young love. So... obviously, they talk a lot when they're in there and all that sort of thing. Because, like, what do you do, like, in that situation? You're young. Yeah. You're 22. You're a newlywed. You're a newlywed. Your husband may be in jail for the rest of his life now. Right. What do you do with that,
Better taste that while you can.
You break his ass out, Jimmy. That's what you do.
Oh, no!
You break his ass out of jail.
That wasn't
what else would you do? I mean, obviously, what else would you do? Yeah, she came. She's like, hi, sweetheart, how you doing? Let's break y'all out of jail. That sounds like fun.
Sure, do I re-enroll? I'll tell you what.
I was wondering, should I re-enroll in school this morning or break my murderous husband out of jail? I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll do one, then the other.
Yeah. The counselor's office is closed right now, so I'll just back the Ford up to the bars real quick.
No problem. Come on here. Tie a rope to them. Put it in the S gear. Honey, put it. There you go. Slow. So she says, let's do it, which... yeah. This is like the best episode of Love After Lockup ever. Imagine in the talking head, and she's like, so there's only one thing I could do. I'm going to break his ass out. And they show her planning it. That'd be a great episode. I would watch that repeatedly.
The producers are clearly not stopping anything illegal today. Yeah. It is crazy how much they just let them go.
They let them punch each other, let them do everything. Well, we'll get in there when medical attention's required. Other than that, I feel like they're taking a real real documentary news gathering approach to it. Like, well, we don't want to disturb the subjects and affect the story. That's what
we're just here to watch, y'all. No, you're not.
This would be happening whether we were here or not. Just with flies on the wall.
There's no way they're not instigating this shit.
Yeah, that guy's showing off because he's on TV. That's what's going on now. So,
and now that girl has to fuck that guy that just got knocked out. That's never happened. That relationship's over.
That has to be over. Yeah,
you can't fuck a guy that got knocked out defending you, right?
Well, especially in that way, just on TV. Like, it wasn't like somebody attacked him. He was like, "Hey, little guy," like
just poking your chin out to him. You can't do that.
If you don't watch Love After Lockup, we apologize for the last little while.
Sorry about that.
You should watch Love After Lockup. It's that intriguing where
it's unbelievable.
It's incredible. So she is going to break him out of jail. So they discuss it during these visits. They're discussing how do we do this? I mean, it's a little. There's only like one guy sitting there at a time. I picture him leaning back with his feet on the desk and his hat over his face, like snoring with his key ring dangling. You could get it with a broom off the nail,
She's just watching as she puts the rope through the bars, watching his belly rise.
Shh, hold on.
She's like stopping with the rope halfway through.
Knocks his little garbage can. And he goes. And then he goes, stay sleeping. All right, okay.
Feed it.
Feed it, come on. So, no, they're like, well, how can we do this? Well, maybe. She's like, I could get you in a gun, maybe. Like, I could sneak you in a gun. They're pretty lax, and they're not going to search this young lady all the time that well. So maybe I could sneak you in a gun, or maybe like I could force him to let you out. And that's the way you could do it. Like, that way it's easier. I don't know how we're going to do it.
I'll blow him, you run when his eyes close.
That's how it is. And then, yeah, I'll toss you the keys. That's how.
What is happening?
This is the thoughts and the plans that they're trying to put together here. So then they're like, well, we don't have a car. How the fuck are we going to get out? Like, we need an escape. We can't, like, run through the woods for the next 200 miles. I'm now wanted in 2 states. So this is bad stuff. So what they do is they decide, she says, well, I know a guy with a car.
Yeah.
And he says, we know that guy with the car. Why don't you get his car and we'll use it for an escape? And they're like, okay, well, how the hell do we do that? And he's like, get him good and drunk. He'll drink, get him good and drunk, and then tell him you're driving and then drop him off, tell him you're going to run to the store. He'll fall asleep and then take his car and break me out of fucking jail. That's...
and
whatever.
Then what?
Use your imagination. Again, the tracking of license plates isn't a real thought with this guy. He's just like,
it's wild.
Once you're in the car, it's invisible. See,
yeah,
it's pretty amazing. It's like Wonder Woman's jet. It's just it ain't even there.
He's treating jail like it's children's rules. Like you get your feet on the outside and they can't touch you no more. I'm on home base.
They're treating jail like a cartoon treats them in the Old West. That's right. like a Bugs Bunny cartoon set in the Old West. That's the jail that we're in right now. I feel like there's a dog sleeping on the floor.
Yeah,
the whole thing.
It's not Squid Game. You don't just beat the rules and then you're just free. This
is so weird. So while they're discussing this, by the way, this isn't a secret. Right. They're not. This isn't. They're openly discussing this. It's a tiny jail with there's a bunch of cells, but it's a small jail. Everybody hears them talking about it. It's overheard by many people, several other inmates, and all this type of shit. So it's it's not a secret. And the problem with jail is that if you're planning an escape from jail, and other people hear you, you either have to now help them be in your plan, or else they're going to tell on you for their own gain. So, there's no, or you have to stab them in the throat. Those are your options when that happens.
I'm in the car too.
Yeah,
this car is getting real crowded real fast.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of Oz, or you can stab them with an AIDS needle. I believe is also an option from Oz. I think. Other than that, I don't know what else to do.
Wait.
Then you just wait, and you go like, "Revenge is a dish best served cold, my friend." So. Anyway, Jesus Christ, they're figuring this out. How do we do this? They discuss all the different options, and they discussed it in front of people. So Ruth, they decide it's best if either way, Ruth's going to have to get a gun.
Yeah.
Because I can't get one in here. You're going to either have to.
Yeah.
And a car. You got to get all the supplies, babe. I'm stuck in here. You got to get everything.
I'd do
So I would, but obviously I'm in here. So she's supposed to get the gun and either give it to him or whatever, use it herself to get the jailer to open the thing. So they decide they're going to get this gun, and then they're like, okay, what about this car? How are we going to do this car? So they hone in on J.Y. Cooper is his name. J.Y. Cooper. He's also 41 years old, and he has shown an interest in Ruth on several occasions.
Right.
So they're like, if you go hang out with him and you say you want to get drunk and then you don't actually drink and you get him drunk and get the car from him, I think we'll be straight, right? He's not going to call the cops on the chick he's trying to bang. Like, you know what I'm saying? He'll wait a day and a half to do that. Like, she'll come back eventually. Shit, I don't know. So that's the plan. They're going to do that. They're like, get him out somewhere where he's not near a phone and then just, jump in the car and drive away. He'll be too drunk to do anything. That's the plan.
1 sleep, no car, not a big deal. 2 sleeps, no car, that's a big deal. So
that's what's happening.
We've got
now.
At least 36 hours.
Gives us a buffer, of how to get out of here. So there are many witnesses, like I said. They said that the escape plan was common knowledge in the jail. Like, they don't know how the jailers didn't know about it, because everyone else in the jail knew about it. It wasn't even it's like, when are you escaping? Tuesday? Oh, Wednesday. I'm sorry, Wednesday. Cool. I thought it was my bad. All right.
See you on the outside.
So I'll see you before then. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure I'd see you then. Well, one guy's name is Thurman Moore Jr., fellow prisoner, and so he's in on he hears about the plan, and then he wants the plan. Mm-hmm. He wants to get in on the plan. Now, he says that Warren Sumlin told him that Ruth is supposed to act like she wants to fool around with this J.Y. Cooper. Right. Act like, hey, I'm real horny for you, but I just want to get some booze and go out to the woods and shit. You know what I mean?
You'd be a terrible person to get a car from somebody.
hey, dude, I'm super horny for you and stuff. Want to go out in the woods and fucking get it on?
It is fascinating how men have.
We'll get drunk.
We've literally never used sex to get anything.
No, we have no idea. No idea how to use seduction to get anything. That's not a thing that we have.
Your pitch was real bad.
I would try to be funny. That would be my approach. Yeah. That'd be the best. You too. That would be our approach to it. Sex isn't what's going to sell this at all for us, and we know it. We know. You could if you're like Spanish or something, and you could be like, hello, and you have like an accent or something cool like that, or
any foreign language at all where I've seen mysterious. The difference is, like, I've seen me naked, so if I just like got naked and been like, they'd be like, oh God, no.
Well, I don't think you're supposed to be presenting while you're doing this.
Probably a good idea.
You're supposed to. That comes later, probably.
Yeah, but I know that they're gonna see what it is that I'm using.
We're comedians. We understand how repulsive we are in every way, shape, and form, especially mentally. We get that. We get what's wrong with us, And any comedian that thinks they could seduce someone like that is not funny. I guarantee you, they are not funny. Funny? No, you hear that and you go, "That's hilarious." I couldn't do that.
I know that I'd eventually have to pay up with what I'm telling, what I'm using and by then it's like, I'm so sorry. You got the shit end of this.
I don't think, sup, bro, I'm super horny for you. I don't think that's the plan she's probably going to take, but that's probably how he told her to do it.
For sure, yeah.
Tell him like you're super horny for him and stuff, man. Just like
say
you can't
the word
wait.
Wet.
Just be like, oh baby, it's dripping down to my ankles, and like, dude, he'll do anything you want. Then you know what I'm saying.
Say I'm a slut for Florence.
Yeah, just say crazy shit. You know what I mean? Be like, where are your friends at? I'll blow them too. He'll like it. This guy doesn't fucking know any better. So that's his plan. That's the plan that Sumlin tells fellow inmate Thurman Moore, and then they're going to get his car and leave him drunk in the woods.
Yeah.
Or drop him off somewhere, whatever the fuck. So
feels like drunk and asleep in his own bed is the better option there, right?
That seems better.
Leave somebody drunk in the woods. They're telling the cops pretty soon.
I would say so. They're going to be pissed about that.
At least tuck them in.
As soon as they find a house with a phone, they're going to be upset about that with that story.
It's going to be rapid, fucking fast dialing.
Yeah, I think they'll come back soon. I don't think that's going to be going on. So this Thurman Moore, he said that, he questioned Warren Sumlin as to, well, what happens if this guy doesn't cooperate? What if he doesn't give the car up? What if he's like, hey, you're not driving my car? Who the fuck knows? So Thurman Moore said that Wayne Sumlin made a motion with his index finger like he was pulling the trigger. Like, boom, we'll shoot him. Who cares? That was the thing. So Moore said that he was later informed of all the details of the escape and, all of that. And he was also told that if the jailer doesn't cooperate at any point, that they're going to shoot him too.
Oh, boy.
So, just so you know, Thurman, you're in with a shooty group here. We're shooting everybody.
We're going to murder to get out of murder.
Hey, that's what you got to do. It's doubling down.
We're going to triple shit. We're going to murder a lot to get out of one murder.
Split those aces, babe. Let's do it. That's what it is. Let's give it a shot. So Troy Lee Biggs here sounds like a WWE wrestler, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Troy Lee Biggs. He testified later on to when asked that he was also in the Columbia County Jail when the whole thing was being planned and everything. At one point, he was even in the same cell with Warren Sumlin. And he said that the Sumlins talked to each other through the jail window. She would pull up outside and they just talk through the fucking window, man. That's how lax this is. She's like, visiting hours are over.
On the outside.
Okay, and then she goes around the side. Like, what is going on, man? This isn't like some kind of, juvenile halfway house. He's in there for murder. Like, this is crazy.
1872 either in fucking in Baghdad, Arizona.
Yeah.
This is the 70s, for Christ's sake.
Wow. So that's interesting. He said, though, that he heard them talking, but he didn't know anything about an escape, which that's also could be self-serving to never have those charges of not turning them in. Yeah. Another guy, Donald Lee Biddle, he was also in the cell.
Why's everybody middle name Lee?
They all have Lee because it's Arkansas.
God, Jesus.
Everybody's Bobby Lee, Donnie Lee, Troy Lee, even Troy Lee. Yeah. They're all Lee. Doesn't matter. And then the girls are probably Lee, too.
Yeah.
That's Susie Lee right there.
There she is.
I don't know. It's Arkansas in the 70s and 50s when they were named, for all we know.
Lee, Lynn, or Marie. That's all they had.
That's a lot of them. Hey, everybody. Just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you all sorts of good stuff about Chime. That's what I'm talking about. There's so many extra fees you have to pay in life. Everything. You go to the airline, there's an extra ticket on that. There's extra fee on your, every fees and fees, hotels, fees, all this type of stuff. We're trying to make progress, and the next thing you know, here comes another fee coming at you, and it's more money than you expected, and your whole math is thrown off, and it's awful. Learn more at chime.com/smalltownmurder. Chime is great with that stuff. I mean, you can't beat if your things are a little tight, especially around the holidays or after the holidays. You need that money a couple days early, or you go grocery shopping. You got a car payment due. There's so many things that don't cross over exactly how you want them to cross over. Make progress toward a better financial future with Chime. Open your account in 2 minutes at chime.com/smalltownmurder. That's chime.com/smalltownmurder. Feels like progress. Banking services and debit cards provided by Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A., members FDIC. Spot me eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Boosts are available to eligible Chime members enrolled in Spot Me and are subject to monthly limits. Timing depends on submission of payment file. Fees apply at out-of-network ATMs.
And now back to the show.
Hey, everybody. Just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about Sono Bello. You know, the most known secret with celebrities and influencers and all these famous people is so many of them have had lipo. They've had lipo, whether it's a little touch-up here or a total makeover. Yeah. Nobody has a perfect body. That's the thing. No. They may look like it on TV, but there's things that help that. Absolutely. Lipo now has changed, and Sono Bello's been at the forefront with using LAL technology and getting those beautiful and natural outcomes for each person. Looking real natural. Our friends at Sono Bello are offering their best deal. You're now included in their winter savings event, but appointments are limited, so please get on this. Sono Bello doctors are masters in micro-laser fat removal, a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently. Wherever your problem areas are, tummy, love handles, thighs, arms, it's gone in one comfortable visit. Eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that, but if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out Sono Bello. Save big during their winter savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/smalltownmurder. That's sonobello.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
So Donald Lee Biddle, he's in the jail, and he said he knew about the whole escape plan for a week before the escape happened. Wow. Like, that's what I mean. It was all planned. Like, next week, right? Cool, bro. Good luck. He said that he and Ruth, he said that Ruth had come to the jail, not he and Ruth. Ruth had come to the jail almost every day. Mm-hmm. Even when she couldn't visit, she just talked to him through the window outside. So that didn't matter. He heard them talking about getting J.Y. Cooper's car before the escape, and even heard the plans for both of them to, like, leave in the vehicle and where they were going to go. And, like, he heard the whole plot being told through the jail window. He said at one time, Ruth told Warren that Cooper might not drink enough. So, what if he doesn't drink enough? Mm-hmm. Not everybody gets blackout drunk. He might get a buzz and be like, I'm I'm good now. We don't know if he's a blackout alcoholic. Is that? Do we know that information?
Sometimes the line of puking is too far, and I'd rather not.
That's right there. So he said, what happens then if if you won't drink enough? What are we supposed to do? And this guy said that Warren told Ruth to just do it the best way you could. Just by any means necessary.
Have fun
just
with it. Yeah.
Get the car. Have fun with it. Make it your own.
Be yourself.
Make it your own. It's your palette. You know what I mean? It's your canvas. You can paint what you'd like, honestly. This is crazy. Yeah. This girl was 9 hours away from graduating college 5 months ago.
And now she's being told, make it your own.
Now she's like, yeah, make the carjacking your own. It's fine. Make the armed robbery your own.
Yeah.
So then Jackie Moore, who I believe is related to Thurman Moore, he also said that Warren told him that he wanted to get out of jail, and then he got in on the plan too. So multiple people are in on this plan, and the plan is to take place on Thanksgiving night.
Really?
That's the plan. Thursday, the 24th of November here. So that's how this is going down. That's the Thanksgiving night's the perfect time. He'll be all fat from turkey when he comes in for his second shift.
I feel like on tryptophan.
I feel like that's what they thought it was. He'll never wake up with his hat over his face like that. You know how he does it.
Full of stuff and cranberry sauce.
Oh, he ate so much stuff, and look at him. You can just see it. You can see the stuffing all over him. They had turkey and ham. Look at him. Look at him. You can tell. So on Thanksgiving evening, about 10 p.m., when people are tired, she goes to the jail and says, hi, it's me. And they're like, it's 10 o'clock, but it's Thanksgiving, so, maybe it's a holiday. See your husband for the holidays. She says, yeah, I'd like to see him. Also, I have a knife and a gun. She whips out a pistol with one hand and a knife with the other hand, okay, and holds them on the jailer.
Okay.
On the guard here. So he's like, oh, shit.
Not in any capacity of, warning him, just like this is legit breaking him out right now.
This is going down right now. Get over there and open those cells, she says to him. So he goes and has to open multiple cells, 4 cells he has to open.
I need all the men.
He's forced to, I need all of them. So 5 prisoners end up escaping in all.
Wow.
5. Several stayed in their cells. They were like, I'm only in here for a DUI. Like, I'm going to stay. They'll probably let me out in the morning, I think.
I'll be out tomorrow. I'm fine.
I think, I wrote a bad check about 6 months ago, and they said I had to do 48 hours. I said, all right, might as well do it on Thanksgiving because my family don't get along anyway. I don't need to get into all that, but you know what I mean. I'm not escaping is what I'm telling you.
You go ahead.
Y'all go ahead, though. So I'll catch up later. About 2 days when they let me out, legitimately. Maybe we'll all meet up for lunch or something. Yeah. So we'll go to the steak cook-off. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be lovely this year, I hear. I hear they're cooking.
How you like your ribeye? Come on by.
I hear there's an F-14 just split in half like nobody's business. They're going to make me a medium rare ribeye on it.
I'm going to cook one on a 383 block. I can't wait.
Oh, that's the best type to cook it on. I tried it
right on that Dodge engine block of the CUDA. The CUDA tastes the best.
I like the satellite was okay, but man, when you break into that CUDA, boy, that's something else now. Now you're talking. That's
the fender wells create an unbelievable vortex of heat. Cooks it right through the middle in 2 minutes.
The sear on it is the thing. See, it's don't have the right angles. Some of these cars out here now. You get that? You get your CUDA going.
That Mopar V8 something else.
And, my slogan's always because some people dress up, they have all these slogans. Mine's just eat off my CUDA. You know what I mean? It's a
Mopar the better.
Eat my meat out my CUDA. You know what I mean? I put signs up.
You ever had it from the CUDA?
A lot of people say, I beg your pardon, and then I turn around and run away. That's what I do as fast as I can because I ain't answering no questions. So it's 10 o'clock. She's showing up. People are like, I'll stay here. I'm good. You coming? It's one of those. So this Thomas Moore Jr., who'd been in there, he said he's only been in jail for 2 weeks.
Oh, boy.
And he knew in advance of the jailbreak, and he's like, I'm in. I'm going, right?
I hate this place already.
2 weeks, I'm out. So Jackie Moore, he also goes.
Yeah.
They're all going. Thurman Moore Jr., Jackie Moore. They're the ones who are in the same car. Other people take off, and they're caught relatively quickly. Yeah. The other two that are gone, they're caught fast. Yeah. These three end up in the car with Ruth. The Moores and Warren end up in the car with Ruth, and they have a much more interesting journey. Let's just say that here. So Warren and Ruth here, they leave the jail in a Pontiac that belongs to J.Y. Cooper. Okay. So she succeeded in her quest for the car.
Got it.
Here.
Yeah.
She got it. Maybe he drank enough. So the Moores ride in the front seat of the Pontiac while the Sumlins are in the back. Okay, and the Moores switch driving places after a while, too.
Okay, yeah, that's how you get furthest.
Let's say you get further. Yeah, we got to switch. So they're just driving through Arkansas, and they have, like I said, the Sumlins are in the back. I don't know if they're making out. They got married in jail. They're newlyweds, for God's sake.
We got to consummate this motherfucker.
Right here in the back of this Pontiac.
Yeah.
So
God and everybody.
In front of God, the Moore brothers.
Yeah.
That jailer we threatened to stab, and everybody. So they drive first. They stop in Magnolia for gas, and then they stop in Cairo for liquor. Okay. So I guess if that was the nearest place with liquor, that's where probably they were going. I would assume they know. If you live around here, you know where all the county lines are. I bet.
Yeah. And if you like booze, you're very familiar for sure.
If you're a geographer,
you keep on top of that shit.
You could draw the county lines if you had a map of the state. I know right where they are. So next, they drive to El Dorado to try to decide what to do. Okay, what the hell do we do here? What are we going to do? Then they head back north on the highway again towards Fordyce, which is Fordyce. Which I assume is Fordyce, but it sounds like four dice, and I wanted to...
It's Fordyce.
Fordyce. Could be Fortis. I assume in the South it's Fortis.
Yeah, probably.
Fortis, and you're like, Fortis? Nope.
Nope.
All right, never mind. Shit.
Yep, that's the one.
So they're heading towards Fortis. Now, you're really good with Southern town names. You always know how to pronounce them. You speak hillbilly so well; it's amazing. I'm terrible with. I'm like Fordyce.
It's really a bummer to grow up with that.
I'm looking for how the letters correspond to the English language. You're just like Fortis. You're right. That D is a T. You're totally right.
And that Y is an I. You're right.
You're totally right. It's kind of like how you can't read Italian last names. And I don't even have them. You have them written, and I know what you're trying to pronounce, and I pronounce, and you're like, I think that's right.
And I stare at it for 10 minutes. Oh, boy.
That's Fordyce to me. Fortis. Oh, I love it. So now, according to Ruth here, Warren drinking heavily during this trip. I mean, obviously.
I would too, yeah.
I just got out the pen. I'm drinking. I got out of the county jail where I'm wanted for murder.
Yeah.
We're putting back a few. She also said he became unruly, which from his history, from his history, he seems like a guy that you can have drunk around firearms, no problem, and nothing would happen.
You just gave a murderer alcohol. What, do you think that's going to calm him?
We know of. He shot 3 people.
Yeah.
Allegedly killed one of them and armed robbed countless people just in the limited window of information we have on him. God knows what the other shit he's done.
From 16, he's been a menace. He's not, alcohol's not the problem that he needs to calm himself.
No, unruly. Yeah, that's one way of putting it. So they end up at one point looking in the car. They're looking around, see what this J.Y. Cooper might have in his car. In his car, fucking glory days, more liquor in the trunk.
Oh, God.
They pop the trunk. There's more liquor in there. Hell yeah. Which this guy, J.W., was taking a girl out to the woods. He brought liquor with him. Like, hey, let's go, honey. So obviously he's going to try to get her drunk. So they all started to drink, especially Warren. He's drinking the hardest. Then also they said that Cooper's, J.Y. Cooper's wallet was in the console of the car.
Oh, no.
So he left it in the car. In the console, there's $35 in there.
Yeah.
So they're like, yoink, got that shit, $35. Hell
Gas
yeah,
is
man.
12 cents a gallon. We can go fucking Europe if we can drive it.
Not in 77.
No, was it bad then?
That's lines and shit in 77.
Really?
That's bad. Yeah, that's the fuel shortage and all that shit. So, that was like from 74 to 77, somewhere in there.
Really?
75 to
3 years of bad
to
shit?
78, with waning and ebbing and flowing amounts. But yeah, there was the alternate days based on your license plate number where you could get gas and all that shit. You ever read about that?
No.
If your license plate ended in a fucking, even number, then you went on Tuesdays. If it ended on an odd number, you went on fucking Wednesdays. Like that was just
terrible.
Yeah, that's how it was. So anyway, she this is what's happening around here. So they fucking get the money.
35, yeah.
They get the 35, and then Sumlin finds out that one of the Moores has $160 on him.
How do you do that?
So I don't know. I guess he had it in jail or whatever, commissary or whatever. Okay. So $160 plus 35. This is gas money and all that sort of thing.
$200, yeah.
Except Warren says, rather than, hey, we can all get away, he says, we should kill them and take $160 from them.
Oh, Warren.
We should just kill them both. What do we need these two fucking idiots for? Let's just kill them, take their money, and go. What are we doing here? And then we'll ride off into the night. So
$200
with $195 and a dream, we're ready to go. So he found a .22 caliber pistol in the car. I guess it was Cooper's, as we assume here. And he, Jesus Christ, man, he ends up having them pull over, and they get out. I don't know if he acts like he has to piss or whatever.
Probably.
But he shoots them both the Moores. Pop, pop. Yeah. Okay? Shoots one of them in the neck twice, shoots the other one in the head. One of them's in the leg. Like, he empties some shots into him. So, he's doing all this type of shit. So before that, though, he's standing out there with Ruth, and his gun misfired at first. It clicked several times, was misfiring. He told her, you shoot at the same time as me. We're going to do this together.
Yeah.
When I shoot, you shoot.
His and hers. Yeah.
His and hers. So he said, yeah, they're going to do that shit. We're going to shoot together. So then it fired, and then as soon as his fired, she fired her gun too. And all of this shit. So,
wow.
The Moores, struck by a hail of bullets, the one guy, Thurman, in the neck, Jackie in the head, like I said, multiple shots. One got hit in the leg. They bail out of the car, obviously.
Yeah.
He apparently wants this car, so I'm out of here. So they bail out of the car, and they run. Thurman runs and hides in the woods.
They're alive?
They're alive. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's a .22.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't bounce around enough, it's just going to be an annoyance at that point. So
shit.
Thurman runs and hides in the woods. Jackie runs down the road. So Warren chases after him, running, firing his gun at him, chasing him down the road. Don't want to draw attention to yourself or anything while you're escaping prison.
That's not a spotlight.
This is insane. This guy's like a Pulp Fiction character.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing, man? So Ruth runs up right next to him, firing her gun too. Oh, what is happening?
Yeah.
Ruth, what are you doing? You could have been a college graduate like 3 months ago. What is wrong with you? What is going on here? So Jackie Moore ends up escaping from the gunfire and escaping everything. He's missing for weeks. We'll talk about this.
Wow.
He's missing for weeks.
With a bullet wound to his fucking head?
With a bullet wound to his head. So, yeah. Or with a bullet wound to his neck. His brother
He was the one shot in the neck. Oh,
I believe,
God.
yeah. Oh, no, he was the one shot in the head. Bullet wound to the head.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
So, okay. About this time, because this is kind of over like in like a ditch area they pulled over. Around this time, two people just happen to be driving by, see a car pulled over, see a couple people. Ruth and Warren are walking back from chasing and shooting at people.
Yeah.
These people go, oh, they must be having car trouble.
Bad day?
And they pull over. to help.
Oh, no. Don't do that ever.
They pull over to help there. So Warren was still, I guess, trying to pursue the other ones at the Moors. So Ruth hops in and fucking jumps in the car.
Yeah.
And she tries to drive it away after they got out to help.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she does that. So this is fucking insane. Warren comes back. Then Ruth holds the one of the strangers at gunpoint, takes his money from him. This guy robs him at gunpoint, then shoots him.
Oh, God.
Then shoots him.
Ruth.
Okay, this is Warren did this while Ruth was in the driver's seat waiting for him. He goes, hold on, baby, I'll be right there. Just going to go rob and shoot this dude real quick.
Oh, dear
this
Lord.
Nice man who pulled over to help us, I'm just going to take his money and shoot him for no reason, even though he gave me the money.
Right.
Maybe he figured out license plate numbers by now or something. I don't know. So he does that, hops in the car, they take off. Now, they've rid themselves of the other two.
Yeah.
How great does Warren feel right now? He's drunk,
Success.
Bottle in his hand. He just shot 3 fucking people.
Yeah.
He's got at least $200 in this point. This is like you celebratorily pop in the Bad Company 8-track at this point, and you're like, Bad Company, I won't deny. Woo! My favorite song right here, buddy. That's us right now, Bad Company. I like that song because it's a band with a cool name, so they named the album a cool name, and then they were like, you know what? Let's make a fucking song about the same name as the album and our fucking band, and we'll make it like about us. Like I'll say that's why they call me Bad Company.
Right.
Like I'm a person. That's right.
We are bad people, and we want everybody to know it. Don't fuck with this band.
I was
kill people.
born. 6 gun in my hand. That's my favorite part right there, see, because that was me. I was born 6 gun in my hand. Poor mother.
About 40 years down the road, another band's going to make it, sing every word the exact same, but they're going to make one more menacing gun be the one that's born.
That's going to do it.
They sang the same song. They're like, shotgun, fucking shotgun. No. Fuck a 6 gun.
Less cowboy-ish. So you were born with that's even worse for the mother. Mrs. Company, yes, good news. You have a healthy baby boy. Bad news is we can't seem to get he's holding on to something. Hey, we can't, is that a 38 pistol in there? Oh my goodness, yes, this is terrible, this poor young, he's either trying to fist you or he's got a 38 pistol in there, I'm not sure. Oh my goodness, he's bad company, obviously. We haven't had one this bad since the Thorogood baby a couple of months ago. Remember him? We all gathered around him. We all gathered around.
What'd that doctor say? That doctor said something about him.
We said to leave him. They didn't, though. They took him home. I guess it's the law. They had to. They couldn't just leave him alone. And
said down to the bone. He's bad. Just bad.
We're going to add this one to the list, I think. That's how it's got to go here. That poor Thorogood family. They had to go through the same thing you're going through.
40 years later, same doctor delivering a lady. Baby's holding a fucking Mossberg. You guys are not going to believe this.
Ma'am, I've only seen this twice.
Pistol grip pump on this baby.
Pistol grip pump on him. He's got quite the grip on him, ma'am. I don't think he ain't letting go. This is definitely going to hurt. Hold on.
We delivered those last 2 babies. Bad news, we have already given you that episiotomy. Not coming out.
Who got you pregnant? Clint Eastwood? What the fuck's going on in here? Why is he holding this thing?
We are going to split you like God. That 747 barbecue. Buckle up.
Medium rare? Exactly. Let's do it. Jesus Christ. Bad company till the day I die. Come on, Ruth, turn it up. I done shot 3 people. Turn it up.
I have only seen this twice.
Only seen this twice.
I love the thought of the doctor delivering all three of those babies.
Three of them. It's all three. The doctor, the nurses are all the same. Why? Not again.
Not again.
He pulls his mask down. Not again.
You're not going to believe this. I quit.
Say one of the nurses just throws her shit down and quits. I can't take it anymore. Runs out. It's too taxing. This job is too taxing.
I've held two mothers' hands through this before. Never again.
Felt their hands. Bet you're sad you didn't get that epidural now, ain't you, sweetheart? All right, let's try to get it out. You said you could breathe through it, so come on.
You want a screwdriver? You can at least bite down.
I'll give you something. I don't know. Got a leather strap in here, something. So, wow. Okay, so he's apparently riding down the road playing Bad Company at this moment in time.
Reminiscing about his mother's pain.
Yeah, and Ruth is like, I made the right decision.
Boy, oh boy.
I'm doing great here. So, anyway, they're driving away, and a Fortis, we'll call it, Fortis policeman came on the scene. This is about 7 miles outside of Fortis.
Okay.
Now, he came to answer the radio call, and he gives chase in the direction of the Sumlands that they're going. Because there's been gunfire and cars being stolen and a jailbreak. So it's out there. Everyone keep your eyes open. Now, he's able to stop them, okay?
Yep.
He pulls them over. But what happens is Ruth, when he gets out of his car, Ruth just rams his vehicle a couple of times with their car and then drives away.
She's running into cops now?
Yeah, she's bashing into cops while she's driving. So apparently, at this point, another car enters the thing. Somebody hits another car. They hit a car. Then that car careens into another car, and then another police car is coming, and that car gets hit. It turns into like a 70s cop show pile up at this point. Just wee at the end of the scene.
Yeah, it's the town.
Like the dying siren.
Yeah.
That's all you hear.
As the light just stops.
Yeah.
Still shining, just not moving.
Yeah. It's not moving anymore. Just blue.
Yeah.
So at that time, somehow, I don't know if he's trying to get out of a disabled car is probably the thing. He's trying to run rather than fight, I guess.
Right.
In the song, they did say that, it's destiny and all this type of shit.
Right.
So, yeah, that's what it's how
that's what you're born for.
It's how he makes his final stand. That's one of the things. He's making his final stand. In this stand, though, they subdue him and arrest him and Ruth. They get them both.
Didn't kill him.
No, nobody got killed in this. You might be saying, no one's been murdered yet.
Yeah.
Is it this murder in California? Wait for it.
Everybody's living through it?
Wait for it. Let's just say that.
Did the people that stopped, they survived too?
Well, yeah, we'll talk all about it here.
Shit.
So they also arrested they arrested Thurman Moore as well because he was a gunshot gunshot wound in his neck hiding in the woods, so he wasn't going to get very far. They get him. The police were alerted about a wrecked car in a ditch on Highway 167. The cops said that they couldn't find Jackie Moore, though, the other one who's shot in the head. They're like, can't be that hard to find an escaped criminal who's shot in the head. And apparently it is. Like I said, he's gone for weeks. He also shot, though, George H. Smith of Little Rock is the guy he shot in the hip when he and his wife were because he had Ruth like wave them down, hey, help us, and then they pulled over and he robbed them and fucking shot him in the hip while she jumped in their car and ran away there. So they chased the car, forced it to a stop at 2:45 p.m. This sort of 10 o'clock at night. They've been out since.
Shit.
So that's not a bad run. I mean, that's shit. They got 15 hours out of this bad boy. They said that he had been working, Sumlin, by the way, he'd been working in Magnolia under an assumed name. That's how, and then he got arrested for drugs and robbery, and then they found out who he was. So the other inmate is hospitalized. Thurman Moore Jr. is in custody, hospitalized for gunshot wounds. They're searching for Jackie Moore, though. That's the one they can't find. They're looking everywhere for him. They have not. They said he hadn't been seen since he was shot in the head and he took off.
Boy, boy.
So they're thinking he's like dead in a field later or something. They find him 5 months later living in Michigan. he got shot in the head while escaping and fucking lived and somehow got to another place.
A very far place.
That's amazing.
Michigan
several
is
states
so far
away. That's where he's from. He's from Michigan. So several
5 months,
states
maybe
away.
He walked for 5 months?
I don't know. Yeah, like who picked him up with a gunshot wound and said,
Right.
like, oh, sure, I won't call the police. You have a hole in your head.
Yeah,
Something's going on.
He had a 5-month headache for sure, right?
Yeah. If someone has a gunshot wound in their head and they don't want the police called, something happened. Like
Right.
they're up to something. I would be concerned with that shit.
Don't be around that person.
No, I would say not. Somehow, though, he did that. Everybody else, though, like I said, the two that weren't in the car, the escapees, they were rounded up like quickly in town, like right outside the jail. They didn't last very long. They like went and hid behind a dumpster and like, this is great, right? Any cigarette butts on the ground? This is phenomenal. I love being out. The freedom. That's the freedom that you feel as they're like hiding behind a dark dumpster.
Yeah.
So they captured Donald Lee Biddle at a Magnolia residence, and Briggs was the other one's last name, and he was apprehended as he walked along a highway.
Wow.
He just walked along a main highway, like not thinking they would pick him up there. What a dipshit. Is he the dumbest?
Walking down the interstate?
Yeah, at least the other guy went to a house. At least he's in a house. I mean, I'm sure it was his parents' house or somewhere that they knew to find him. But this guy's walking down the most open road you can.
I mean, I can understand it because it's got to go somewhere, right?
No shit, man.
That just doesn't dead end somewhere. That's a road somewhere.
Something is going on. So they take the Sumlins into custody. The Fortis policeman here takes them into custody. Now, they look in Ruth's purse, obviously. They're looking through it for weapons when they collect them. She has a knife in her purse. Yeah. The knife has some blood on it, too.
Uh-oh.
So there's like some dried blood on it. So they're like, interesting. There's a knife with blood on it. That's something. We'll definitely take this away from her because it's a weapon, but that's something to look into. They also found J.Y. Cooper's billfold that was in his wallet there. And they also find a letter in a sealed envelope found in her purse that was addressed to her mother. Yeah. Okay. It's now this is all seized, obviously, with her purse when she's arrested here. They've been shooting and bashing into police cars and shit. So, any kind of weapons they're going to take away. Now, neither the policeman who arrested her or the chief of the Fortis Police Department ever inventoried the purse.
Not one.
They didn't go through. They have these prisoners and didn't go through what the fuck they were on them after they searched them. Wow. They didn't inventory the purse. They were just like, take the weapons out. Cool.
She can have that when this is over.
That is wild. More on the letter in a minute, by the way, because the letter's wild, Jimmy.
Is it fascinating?
Now, it's fascinating. Yeah, I would say. So she remained, Ruth does, in the custody of the Fortis police until she was transferred to the custody of the Dallas County Sheriff. This is Dallas County, Arkansas. Right. Joe Pennington is his name, the Dallas County Sheriff, about daylight on November 25th. So the next day. Now, she remained there till about 7 p.m. when she is transferred to the Columbia County Jail. So they take her kind of day by day there. So at this point, they're also transporting Warren Sumlin in the same manner through the jails. The evening of the 25th, she's informed of her rights every time she gets somewhere. They tell you the rights are made. So any new cop that comes in contact with her, they have to read her rights and all that.
Smart, I guess.
And it's all documented that they did. I mean, who knows whether they did or not, but it's documented. She was read her rights at this time, and because she has to sign the sheet and all that shit. So she does that. She refused to make a statement when she got to the Columbia County Jail that evening. On Sunday, the 27th of November, the Columbia County Sheriff told Ruth that he's going to transfer her to the El Dorado Jail instead. Send her back another place. So he tells her that because he said that in the Columbia County Jail where they were, where the jailbreak took place, he doesn't have facilities for a female prisoner.
Oh.
It's like, I don't have like a separate thing for you. So like,
ladies around here just don't break the law. So
we got law-abiding Christian women down here. They don't break the law, and when they do, it's for a good reason, and we just kind of let it go.
It's either that or we just let their husband handle it in-house.
We find it charming when women commit crimes down here.
I think it's rather cute.
We think it's the way to do. It's an adorable thing to do. What I look for in a lady. So
they don't have a woman's jail.
No, they have no facilities for a woman in this jail.
It's not that they get away with everything. It's that they definitely don't get away with anything, and it's just handled in-house. I guarantee that's what it is. It's got to be.
It probably is. Jesus, that's disturbing. Back in the day like that. Yeah, no shit. So the sheriff and her both say the same thing, that's what he said. The sheriff also said he said she requested to stay near Warren also, and wanted to be near him so she could possibly, okay. I don't know if she could see him or what. She said she wanted to talk to him. She said the sheriff asked if she wanted to talk before they went to El Dorado, not to her husband. Do you want to talk to me about what happened? Right. Before I take you. She refused to talk again twice after being, read her rights and everything. At some point here, she does ask for a lawyer. Okay, now apparently they stopped asking her any questions when she's asked about a lawyer.
Yeah.
She refused to talk with Dallas or Columbia or anything. But when she gets to El Dorado, she has a change of heart apparently here. I guess she realizes the case against her in the jailbreak is pretty strong. Like,
it's sturdy, yeah.
She didn't wear a mask. She came in. They know who she is. She got married there, for Christ's sake. They all know. They did paperwork with her name on it, like a lot.
Pretty familiar with her. It's
not this. Here's her description. They're like, it's Ruth.
Yeah.
Ruth Ruth, her. That's the one. So there's many witnesses telling the same story and everything else that we just described. So there we go. She decides, though, that she might want to talk, but not that night. She's like, we'll talk about it. So she's going to talk to the El Dorado police. Now, the thing she's going to talk to them about that they really want to talk to her about, because the jailbreak, they don't even need her testimony. We know what happened. There's 20 people saw it. That's not really a problem. But the day after we caught you, that Friday or that Saturday, there were some deer hunters out in the woods.
Right.
They were hunting around, and, you're looking at stuff, and what they found is pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
They found J.Y. Cooper's body out there, clothed only in socks and an undershirt, found out there, okay? Socks and an undershirt. This is in a wooded area off Calhoun Road, east of Magnolia. He had been shot through the temple, one shot, dead, through the temple. Then there is also the fact that and we'll just read from the court docs, and I'll tell you exactly what it was in a minute here, but his sexual organs had been mutilated.
What?
We'll talk about mutilated here in a second. So it's at this moment where both Warren and Ruth are held without bond now, because now there's a murder involved here. So they're held without bond, and they're going to talk about being charged with murder and everything else. Now, the medical examiner who performed the autopsy on Cooper said Cooper was killed by the gunshot wound. No alcohol was found in his bloodstream.
Not a drop.
0. She didn't get him to drink at all, so she just killed him. But she did some stuff before and after she killed him. His whole taint, Jimmie, from
asshole to nuts,
and beyond, from asshole to top of the dick is cut.
Oh, wow.
Open. Like, it's basically like a half-done gender reassignment surgery. Like,
shocking.
That's what it is. Like, there's an open, cut everything in half. The quote from the court docs, quote, the scrotum and its contents were absent.
Oh, no.
Gone. Dick cut open, taint cut open, nuts and fucking ball sack gone. Cut off.
Holy shit.
They never found the balls, Jimmie.
Where? Oh boy.
Where are the balls?
Did she have them fed to animals?
Where are the balls, man?
Were they there at one point, or did she cut them off?
Oh, they were there. Everything's cut. This is all of the knife.
Clean cut.
It was opened.
Yeah.
It was cut open.
Yeah.
Shit was removed, and then the rest of the nutsack was cut off too, and his dick was cut open and mutilated.
And then castrated.
Holy
shit.
Before
or after the gunshot?
They think after.
Okay.
So he had type O blood, and the knife in Ruth's purse that was found had human blood on it. Once they tested, it's type O blood in her purse. Also, that letter that's in her purse, to her mother,
type O blood on it.
Want to know what that says? Oh, it's type. They don't need fucking blood for this letter.
Keep an eye out for UPS. They shipped you a scrotum.
Watch out. There's a scrotum in the mail.
Yeah,
you're gonna really need to that. I sent the balls separate though, because if they lost one of them, I really didn't want to. Got to have some of that.
I don't want to lose one, lose them both, kind of thing. I wanted you to get something.
So this is the letter part of it here anyway. Quote, "Hi, Mom." I'm sure there was, "Hey, Ma, nice. Good to hope all is well. Hope Dad's doing good. Aunt Margaret okay?" What are we talking about? Quote, "Warren and me are on the run, just like Bonnie and Clyde," she says.
Oh, my gosh. She's a college student and says Warren and me.
"Warren and me are on the run, just like Bonnie and Clyde. I broke him out of jail." Then she says, quote, "If they say a man was killed, I killed him, not Warren. Just want you to know that Warren isn't making me do anything. I'm much, much worse than he is."
Oh, boy.
Yeah, this is like serial killer shit.
Yeah.
Mutilating sexual organs to a body that you've had in the woods. Oh, by the way, they had sex too. She had sex with him.
Oh, wow. So, that's how you get him to be
without your pants on.
In an undershirt and socks.
But this is like Ted Bundy shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to take him to the woods, have sex with him, and then murder him and cut up his sexual organs. This is serial killer shit.
Aileen Wuornos style, yeah.
This is crazy. She was in college. What the fuck is going on? She's a college student who's doing what? What is happening? This is absolutely fucking bonkers. So the sheriff said he opened it because at the time there were still escapees out there, and he wanted to know if maybe it contained something about the whereabouts of other escapees, which is a fine reason to read it. So they said it was known that 2 men were shot, several people had escaped, and they said the exact numbers and whereabouts of people were unknown. So they wanted to make sure nothing was in there. So Ruth Sumlin wrote another incriminating letter while she's in jail, addressed to her mother. She delivered it unsealed to a jail attendant. She had been told all of your correspondences while in the jail will be read. So she just gives this guy an open fucking letter with incriminating shit in it, which doesn't seem very smart. The letter was seized, obviously, because there you go. Jail officials can examine certain communications of a prisoner as a matter of security, and letters are all about that. My mother did that when I was a kid. She worked at Greenhaven Prison, where she went through the mail. Yeah. She worked in a dark little room going through their mail, and she said there was some.
Your mom read?
Oh boy, she's got the pictures and the fucking. Oh my God, she's read some disgusting.
Damn it!
Oh man, she's told some stories about that. So they said that for the same reason, a note she wrote on a paperback book and tried to slip it to Warren was also seized. Here's that book you were interested in, honey. They were like, let's go. Oh, look at this. Another jailbreak fucking plan. Great.
Is this a rock hammer? You bitch.
What is this, a file in here? Jesus. So Ruth had already participated in one jailbreak, and they said the officials treated her with extra security because of her participation and planning of a jailbreak.
Right.
So she decides, she says, I'll talk. I'll say what happened. She says she asks for a chance to talk to her husband first. She said, let me talk to Warren and I'll talk to you. Okay. And they said, all right, I guess. So she's allowed to talk to Warren, which is crazy that they would let 2 murder suspects get their story straight first. Right. Before that, you're never going to talk to that person again. Unless it's through monitored letters. That's how they handle it normally.
If you talk to anybody, we're going to listen to every word you say.
unless it's your attorney, but definitely your husband, who's also up on the same charge.
Right.
You're not talking to him. Instead, they let them talk. She tells the cops that he told her to not say anything and get a lawyer. And she said, though, that she decided to talk anyway because she could not change her mind once she said, I'm not changing. I already told him I'd make a statement, so I can't go back on it, she said. So now I'm going to do it because I said I'd do it. She's got a real moral backbone on her, though. Let's say that. If I say I'm going to break...
capable of this shit.
If I say I'm going to break you out of jail, I'm going to break you out of jail. That's it. I'm going to do it. She says what she does. What she says. You know what?
More word is bond than Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, I would hire her.
Yeah,
I would hire her for a job. Like I feel like
what she says it's going to do.
Even if it's murder, she's going to do it. Fuck her. Even if it's breaking someone out of jail. So she's also said, okay, before I make a statement, not only do I have to talk to my husband, but let me make a phone call before I make a statement as well. So she's allowed to call one of her neighbors. I don't know why she wanted to talk to a neighbor. I guess she thought they knew something about her situation.
Maybe
she told...
I'll be in here a while.
Grab my mail while I'm in here, please.
There's bad people out there. I'm well aware. I don't want anybody to know I'm not home. Grab the newspaper while you're at it.
You know how it goes. Turn the lights on, maybe set a timer. She told her neighbor that was going to confess as well. She's like, I'm just going to confess. I'm going to get it over with. So she made a statement on tape, which was obviously going to be used against her later on. The tape statement opens and closes with her being informed of her rights as well. Okay. So to make sure that's legit. She never once during the course of this said she wanted a lawyer either as well. She said she wanted to do it. Now, she gives two different versions of what happened. But in the statement that she, to police at this time, she admitted planning to get the vehicle of J.Y. Cooper and use it in an escape. She explained that she and Cooper had been out before. She'd gone out with him before, and that she and Warren Sumlin had discussed getting his vehicle because they knew that Cooper liked her. Mm-hmm. So she said, I went out with Cooper that afternoon. That evening, I told him to drive to this back road, and we had sex. Yeah. She said, then when we were done, before he even put his pants on, I shot him in the head and took his car. Mm-hmm. Why?
What about the other part? Yeah.
She said that then she took the car, drove to the jail, did the whole jailbreak. That whole thing transpired. That all happened before. She's like, don't know anything about that. What else you're talking about there? I don't know. They said, well, when did you cut all that? And she's, I don't know what you mean. Yeah. No idea. That's crazy. No, that sounds nuts. They found tissue. They found tissue, like, tissues, right, containing both semen and blood around Cooper's body.
Really?
Okay, around it. I don't know, sprinkled around it, or
like a Kleenex.
Like they made a design. Yeah, like a tissue, like he wiped his dick or so. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but they found that all around his body. So they said, okay, that backs up the fact that she said they had sex first and everything like that. So they're trying to corroborate all that kind of shit. She claimed that the sexual act occurred in the back seat, and that's what happened. And they said that later on she'll have a different story, though. We'll talk about that. So she said that Warren, this is wild. Later on, her story is amazing. Later on, she'll say, must have been a coincidence that all this shit happened. She's like, later on, she'll say, Warren killed him and cut his balls off. Yeah. Just happens to be the same place where I went and fucked him earlier out of total coincidence. She literally says that.
Sat there reminiscing.
So March 31st, 1978, Ruth is in court. Prosecutor opening statement here. It's a capital murder trial. And they said the state's going to prove that she did this while attempting to steal his car to free her husband from jail. This doesn't look good. This is all bad. He told the jury's 8 women and 4 men that prior to the jailbreak, this J.Y. Cooper was unknowingly being set up so his car could be used in the escape. He thought, I finally get to fuck this girl.
Yeah.
That's what he thought.
Wow.
Which he did, but then, that's a lot of consequences.
Yeah.
That's you rather get gonorrhea than that. I mean, Jesus.
I think I'd rather have a lot of things.
A lot of things. So her defense attorney, Brian Thomason of Magnolia, said that he He said to the jury that he'd not been able to figure out this case, even though he's been studying it for months. Well, you're a piss-poor lawyer, because I figured it out, and we're doing it on a goddamn podcast, and it hasn't been months. So, and I don't know shit about the law. So there you go. He told the jury that Ruth was the only sibling. Gives her her whole story. She's she broke
Great
through
kid.
14 kids and went to jail, and she's just hours short of her degree in psychology at Southern Arkansas University. And then this monster comes into her life and destroys it, which is true. But you got to have something in you to do what she did. So, in court, they bring in several black and white photos, admitted, which show the Cooper's body, just the socks and the undershirt, and obviously these are very graphic pictures.
I can't imagine.
Not so much the gunshot wound, that's just a clean hole in the temple, but
it's that square that's missing between his legs.
Yeah. This is like fucking the West Memphis 3 type shit here. You know what I mean? Paradise Lost is what I was going for. No, it's fucking terrible. So they said that the photographs were too gruesome. They wanted them out of court, and the court ruled that they were evidence of the crime committed. They weren't they didn't set them up in a set or something. And
we didn't make these happen.
This is where we found them. Click. That's their crime scene photos.
We didn't hire the cast of American Horror Story to make this.
No,
this is real.
Pretty damning, right? This is. Said they were relevant to who committed the crime, how it was committed, and where it was committed. The judge excluded several photographs, though, to avoid any, if one was a slightly different angle of the same terrible thing. You don't need that one. You can show it from this angle.
You don't need the upskirt photo.
Yeah, you already have the one from the upskirt. You don't need one 3 inches lower.
Right.
That's not going to... They said that the rule, because a lot of people ask about this, the rule on the admission of photographs of this nature, here is how it is. Quote, however inflammatory they may be, they are admissible in the discretion of the trial judge if they tend to shed light on any issue or are useful to enable a witness to better describe the objects portrayed or for the jury to better understand the testimony or to corroborate testimony. So if you have a medical examiner saying, this is what was done and this is where cuts happened, you have the picture at the same time going, see right here. It's helpful. So, and don't do it if you don't want that shit shown in court. Sorry, don't do crazy shit to dead bodies if you don't want the jury to see it and get sick.
The bummer is you'll see the police photos and then you see more detail of somebody testifying what it is. That's
even worse.
Part. Yeah. The cops this is what happened, and look, his nuts are gone. And then the pathologist is here's an up close of the serrated edges of what happened. I don't want to see it. I saw it once.
No. If you're saying that a serrated edge knife did that, you got to show the jury that. Why? Otherwise, maybe they won't believe your guy. That's your lady. That's what it is.
God damn it.
Ruth testifies on her own behalf here. She's got to. She's got no choice. She's got to come across as a real earnest, poor young lady that's just trying to make it her way here. So she completely repudiates everything she said before. She's
everything I said before. If it doesn't exonerate me, I didn't say it.
That's it. She said that she had sexual intercourse with Cooper. Yeah. They had seen each other on other occasions, and then this time she had sex with him, but she didn't kill him.
Right.
Didn't kill him. Definitely didn't cut him up. I mean, if I didn't kill him, I didn't cut him. Shit. She said she was in the back seat of his car. She said he was in the back seat of his car, drunk, when they all got in the car after the jailbreak. So in her story...
Oh, he's there.
He's there. They fucked in the woods, and then the two of them piled in the car to go to the jail. Come on, now let's break my husband out of jail. Yeah. Now that you had sex with me, let's break my murderer husband out of jail. This will be good for you. This should go well. So that's her story, that he was drunk in the back seat, which we know isn't true because his body had 0 alcohol in it. So that right there we know is bullshit. So she said he was drunk in the back seat. They all got in the car. She said that later on, after all sorts of stuff happened, that's when they went to the woods and Warren killed J.Y. Cooper. And she said, well, I didn't see it, though, obviously. She said he took him down the road, then I heard a gunshot. So I just assumed, somebody was shot somebody. She said that Warren killed Cooper because he knew Cooper had, quote, disrespected her. Mm-hmm. Obviously. So, like made her drop out of college after almost having a psychology degree and being one of the only 14 kids to, that sort of thing.
And
disrespect
her into ruining her life.
That's exactly right. So she also testifies here that it was Warren that killed Cooper.
Yeah.
Obviously, she said that she was under the influence of Warren Sumlin and that the escape was Warren's plan, not hers. She was just scared and going along with it. She denied mutilating the nutsack. Completely denied it. I did not do it. She said, you know what probably happened? Because, we drove down to make sure he was still dead when we drove by. I think we might have ran over his legs. So
those get trapped in the tread sometimes.
What happens is when you run over a body, the nutsack explodes.
Yeah, it's like a pimple. That's where the pressure goes.
And your perineum's gone too, obviously. Your taint and your nutsack explode, and then your balls get caught in the tread. That's how it works, really. And your dick gets sliced open, too. It's a clean cut. Yeah. You wouldn't think tires would cut so sharply, but they really do. There's some sharp edges in there.
When a balloon explodes, it's never it's pretty clean cuts on those pieces of ribbon, on pieces of rubber.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. There is evidence that a car did run over Cooper's legs, though. So... She ran his ass over.
More detail of what she did. Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's just given but she didn't run over his genitalia wasn't run over. Right. That was cut up. So the evidence obviously conflicted regarding the murder of Cooper and the emasculation issue. In her confession, she admitted shooting him, but always denied the nut cutting. Mm-hmm. In her testimony, though, obviously it's the opposite. She did nothing. She was covering up for Warren. She's, Warren killed Cooper and all this type of shit. Thomas and Jackie Moore, the other prisoners that they shot and robbed, they testify too.
Hey, fellas, was there anybody else in the car with you?
There you go. They both stated that they were with the Sumlins at all times until they left the car right before they were apprehended by police and more people got involved. And they said that no one else was in the car but the four of them. Definitely not J.Y. Cooper, obviously contradicting her testimony that he was drunk in the back seat. And they even said, maybe you wouldn't have noticed him in the back seat. They're like, we don't notice a grown man drunk in the back seat of a car that you're getting in? Yeah, you do.
Yeah, it's in the back of a Pontiac. It's right there.
So it's basically all logic and evidence and witnesses in the world against Ruth's word is the whole...
No.
That's the trial. So the jury's instructed by the trial judge, and they start their deliberations. Then they return, and the foreman asks the judge if the state had to prove both robbery and escape in the first degree to find her guilty of capital felony murder. So the judge told the jury one would be enough and then read the instructions. Back to them again. Here's the jury instructions. So then the foreman said, Your Honor, if the defendant was an unwilling accomplice to the actual shooting, would that change it in any way?
How cute is she?
She's got to be charming as fuck, man.
What is happening?
This isn't an Anna Delvey situation. She's got to be really charming.
What did you just ask me? I've told you so many times, giving you so much information.
So much information. You're still curious? So then the judge says, quote, I'm not sure how whoever is asking the question is defining the word unwilling.
Yeah.
And again, I think that if you will read the second part of the instruction on capital murder, the one that's entitled second, in case you're too dumb to figure it out, because it sounds like you are, is what he said under his breath, I believe it would answer your question. I don't want to prejudice anybody, and that's why I'm not sure what you mean by unwilling. I may have one idea under the law of what unwilling might be, but you may be looking at it in a different sense. And in the course of and in the furtherance of that crime, either robbery or burglary or flight therefrom, that Ruth Delia Sumlin or a person acting with her in that case would be an accomplice. It does not say whether the accomplice is willing or unwilling. The law makes no distinction.
Yeah.
So if you're with somebody and not running in the opposite direction, they're assuming you're a willing party. As the law says, you're a willing party.
Yeah. If you're part of this, you're part of this.
Because you'll hear all the time, like if you watch the first 48, they'll be like, I was just in the car, man, and then he just started shooting him, and then we drove. Well, I didn't know he was going to shoot him. Like, why didn't you jump out of the car? You came to a red light. Why didn't you get out?
Yeah.
Get out, go call the police, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, you're not going to do that, but why don't you get out? You could have got out here. You could have got out there. Why the fuck
This is also post that heiress getting kidnapped and robbing banks with
Patty Hearst.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they probably have a little bit of that. She's cute. She could have just been brainwashed into going along with this. Patty Hearst did it.
That's absolutely right. It's the 70s. People were very much into brainwashing at that time, and the Manson girls and all that shit. So the defense attorney then jumps into the mix here. Yeah. Your Honor, I object to that interpretation of the law very strenuously.
Of course I do, because it benefits my client.
And you will note my exceptions. I object to the way you, the judge, is interpreting the law. Even though your job as the judge is to be the judge of the interpretation of laws. That's literally exactly what your job is. Yeah. But, yeah. You just said, Your Honor, I think you do a shit job. I think you're terrible at your job, Your Honor.
I would ask you to do your job better.
Then he just starts singing Bad Company.
Yeah, I'd like you to know what I was born with.
I'm telling you, what the fuck, man? So the judge said, quote, the objection is so noted. Then he said, quote, that he caused the death of J.Y. Cooper under circumstances that manifesting an extreme indifference to the value of human life. There's further an instruction that tells you what an accomplice is. Then I think that should answer your questions. In other words, read all the shit I gave you and explain to you the first time.
There's a worksheet.
Look it over first. God damn it. If it doesn't, try again, then come back, and I'll try to go further with it. So if you still don't know after that, come on back and waste more of my time. So unwilling, by the way, is defined as withholding consent, loath, reluctant, adverse. So not wanting to, unwilling, obviously. One can reluctantly participate in a crime and still be guilty according to our law. Because you went along. The key is to criminal conduct in such case is this is knowledge, and it was defined, and accomplice as it was defined. The judge did all that, referred back to original instructions.
Hey, jury, have you read the note where she said, I'm worse than him?
I'm worse than him. I did it, Mom.
Get out and go talk it over.
And that's to Mom. That's not to
That's not to
a sheriff
lawyer.
in her face going, you know you did it, didn't you, sweetheart? Come on, little lady, tell me what you did.
I'm worse than him.
Yeah, no, not that. Hey, Mom, just to let you know, it wasn't him, it was me. That comes with a wink and lipstick fucking kissy mark on the envelope. Like, that's crazy. So the verdict comes in, and Ruth is found guilty of capital murder in this case here on March 31st, 1978. And the sentencing comes around, and they can do a variety of things with her. The death penalty's on the table.
Yeah. Oh, they
We're in
play
Arkansas.
With murder. They don't fuck around. They have some fun with it.
They
make it their own.
You, ma'am, make it your own. Play with it a little bit. Dress it up. You, ma'am, bedazzle it.
Yeah.
May fuck off. Life without parole.
Is that right?
They banged her for life without. So,
I'm shocked that there wasn't death involved.
No, not. They don't like to.
Not the ladies.
Especially in the 70s in the South. They don't even have a jail for the ladies. Right. You think they got a death row at this point for them?
That's probably why they didn't give her death.
Yeah, they're like, since we have no facilities, life in prison. So August of 78 is Warren's trial now. So for Warren, they're going to use Ruth to testify against Warren, saying that the complete opposite of what she said in her trial, which is amazing.
Well, they can.
That's wild. Yeah. So a witness in this trial, a guy named Bill Gentry, he testified that Sumlin had acted as a procurer of sex for his wife.
What?
So this state offered this testimony to show, because she's not on trial, Ruth, he's on trial. Right. But they used this testimony to show that Warren had control over his wife's actions, and the court agreed that it was relevant to the case to show that he had control over her. Because their whole thing is they're trying him for capital murder, and it's only her story that he actually did it is pretty shaky. So they need to show he's a bad guy and he's a murderer anyway, type of thing.
Right.
Is what they're trying to show here.
But the defense is going to try to say he didn't actually do it. It was just her, and we've convicted her of that.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, her testimony in her trial was that he did everything. So they're using her trial testimony. The prosecution wants that, but then the defense is going to call her as a witness, and she's going to say the opposite now.
Boy, this is sticky.
This is fucking sticky, man. So I guess this guy wasn't apparently on the witness list, so they argued about that for a while. During the trial, the prosecuting attorney informed the court and Sumlin's counsel that he intended to call Bill Gentry, that's the guy we just talked about, and what the substance of Gentry's testimony would be. The court said they gave Sumlin's counsel until the next day to talk to Gentry about his testimony. He actually got a delay. Yeah. This is My Cousin Vinny when they call the FBI guy to talk about the analysis of the fire, and he goes, I'd like a recess to go over some of this facts and blah, blah, blah. And he says, no, that's what happened now, except they gave him the recess to talk to him. They said there's no evidence at all that the prosecuting attorney knew of the witness's existence until he informed the court of himself. In view of that and the fact that Sumlin's counsel was given an opportunity to talk to the witness, they let that stand. Okay. Now, Ruth testifies. Okay? Complete opposite. She said, I killed him, I cut his dick up, I did it all.
Oh,
I killed him, I fucked him, I killed him, I stabbed him. All the bad shit is what I did.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Meanwhile, at her trial, she said, must have been a coincidence that he drove back to the same place we had fucked and then killed the guy that fucked me. But must have ran over his nutsack and had him surgically explode. Right. You know how that is. So... otherwise,
you didn't know that your dick has perforated edges, James? Your ball bag.
It comes right. That seam will just pop. I'm telling you,
postage stamp. Comes right out.
And I don't know if you know this, but over the course of your life, pressure builds up inside your balls. Yeah. So once that seam pops, you'll find them 40, 50 yards away. I mean, they pop out like you wouldn't believe, boy. I mean, you can't find them.
That's why a swollen prostate is so dangerous.
Oh, it's dangerous, boy. You could blow out your scrotum. It'll come through your jeans. That's the problem. You know, it'll come through your jeans and hurt somebody. Gotta be real careful about that. She contended she lied at her trial to try to save herself, when in reality it was all her all along. She shot Cooper following an argument after they had driven to a wooded area to have sexual relations.
Unbelievable.
I did it all. Let's see if the jury buys it.
I'd love to know.
I have a feeling that either way they won't buy it with verdict, but they might buy it with sentencing. Yeah. They say verdict, guilty of capital murder, sir. They're like, you're definitely involved in this. Then it comes up, here's the sentencing, and we have the jury can choose death, life without. Right. There's a lot of options. They say, you, sir, may fuck off, death by electric chair.
Oh, my God. Boy, do we treat men different.
Yeah. Yeah, she is. Wow. I mean, but their theory is that they during this trial. This is the crazy thing. This is what I don't understand, why he got the death penalty. Because during this trial, their whole contention is he did all this stuff, not her. Right. Which is crazy. There's no time in the timeline for it to happen. He wasn't in the car with them.
The boys said he wasn't there.
None of that shit happened. Yeah. Both those guys said that. None of this shit happened. So
they're treating him, I think, Arkansas is doing it because he's wanted for murder in California. The only reason that man would be murdered is to break him out of prison, and that makes it, I guess, scummier to them that in furtherance of getting him out, she did this for him.
Yeah, I guess so. And his
I guess that
record,
makes it doubly worse.
I guess in mitigating, too, when you get a 22-year-old girl with no criminal record and 9 credits short of graduating from college and all this shit, and then you get scumbag who's been on parole since he was 16,
wanted for murder,
people, robs people, wanted for murder, you might go, you know what, he's big,
he might be the bigger dick.
Yeah, so I guess maybe that's the reason why, honestly.
It's got to be.
Yeah, but the case is ridiculous, though, to say like the only evidence we're going to use is her testimony from her trial where she said he did it all. Right. No, we'll forget all the other facts that exist.
If that's the case, crazy. Then she should be let out if he did it all. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. Who can't be both, but
right.
We've seen people with trials try to do this before. Sure. Well, if I did it, you couldn't have done it.
I don't disagree that he should probably be on trial for murder and be put to death for the awful. He has zero redeeming qualities.
That's what I mean.
But if he goes, she should go.
This is like Charles Manson trying to kill that one guy to get other people out of prison. So, because they'll think it's them now. Right. If I write things, it's stupid.
One gets life, the other should get life. If one's getting death, they should both get death.
I feel like that too. I feel like it's really hard to parse at this point when you're talking about
them apart and decide
especially a married couple who plotted everything together. It's very difficult. Right. So, death by electrocution there. So she appeals. Yeah. She does not argue that there wasn't substantial evidence to support her conviction. Yeah. That's obviously a dumb argument. I mean, let's be honest here. The knife with his fucking dick blood in it was in her purse. Like, sorry,
I don't
dude.
Look dumb when I talk to this judge.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus, I don't want to sound like a total liar. So her arguments were mainly like procedural shit. Certain evidence was improperly admitted and procedural mistakes, prejudicing her right to a fair trial, and all that shit's important. Yeah. First one, we'll go through very, very quickly here. Assignment of error in the in-custody statement of Ruth here. They said that she said it wasn't voluntary. They said that it was because she's on tape recording, making a voluntary statement, and they said, often a factor in this is the ability of a defendant to understand their rights, but they say that's not a factor with Ruth. She completed years of college toward a psychology degree. She's obviously intelligent enough to understand what you have the right to remain silent and you can have a lawyer means.
Despite her saying me and Warren. Go on.
despite her English and grammar and whatever the fuck, it doesn't matter. So, and she did go to school in Arkansas, in rural Arkansas.
Great
so we
point.
we can't blame her. So there is no evidence here that she suffers from any physical or mental infirmity. She was advised of her rights by every law enforcement department that had custody of her. She's handcuffed to a chair for a good part of the 25th of November and was not physically abused. She admitted she was not threatened, but did complain an officer talked roughly to her once when she was on the phone, telling her to get off the phone. Yeah. Well, my fucking parents used to talk roughly to me if they wanted me off the phone. Sorry, you're in fucking jail for murder right now.
They're probably not going to treat you with the, hello, princess, can you please get off the phone?
Talk nicer isn't an option. Like, don't beat me is good, but I guess talking, you can say anything in as mean a voice as you want. That's not against the law.
They don't even call you by your name. They call you inmate.
Yeah, so she refused to talk to the authorities twice after whatever, then she said she would. A great preponderance of the evidence reflects the officer ceased questioning when she asked for a lawyer. Okay. Now, the letter is a big deal. She's saying that the search of the purse was not authorized as incidental to her arrest, nor as a routine policy inventory. They said a search of an individual's personal effects is incidental to an arrest if it is conducted shortly thereafter at a jail. The knife and the billfold were properly seized, according to the authorities. They said the envelope is slightly different. Its contents and potential use as evidence, unlike the knife and billfold, were not readily visible. Okay. So you couldn't have opened up a drawer and saw it in there and went, oh, a murder. That's obviously relevant to a murder. You know what I mean?
Open a zipper or some shit.
It's an envelope. So, they had to open an envelope here. They said they were, it wasn't readily visible. The question is, for the appeal, is whether the search reasonable as required by the Fourth Amendment. Was the search reasonable as required by the Fourth Amendment? They said that it was not only reasonable and proper, but that the sheriff was fully justified in opening the letter. He might have been derelict in his duty if he had not, is what the appeals court said. This is the Supreme Court of Arkansas says this. Either as inventory, hours after the arrest, or as a search incident to the arrest, these items from her purse were properly seized and properly admitted as evidence. They didn't inventory shit because they're morons, but they did read the fucking letter that admits her guilt. So they said that she argues about the instructions too, like the jury instructions and shit like that. We won't argue about that, but her case is affirmed in the end. So affirmed for her. She is life without at this moment.
Goodbye.
Staying in. Now, Warren appeals as well. He has several objections, obviously.
Yeah.
First is that aggravating circumstances do not exist beyond a reasonable doubt and do not justify the sentence of death. The jury found 5 aggravating factors here. They found that he had committed a prior felony with an element involving violence or creating a substantial risk of death or serious injury to another. Mm-hmm. He's shooting people all over the place.
Indiscriminate.
Indiscriminately shooting. Give me your money. Okay. Pow. What the fuck? That's not part of the deal. In the commission of capital murder, he created a great risk of death to another person other than the victim. The murder was committed for the purpose of avoiding arrest or effecting an escape. The murder was committed for monetary gain, and the murder was committed to disrupt or hinder government function. Okay. Like, kind of all of those are true. So it's kind of rough here, they found. They said the wild runaway from jail here that someone participated in can't be isolated into different instances, as he argues. The theft of the vehicle, the jail escape, and the events thereafter were all part of one plan.
Yes.
All of this is one ball of wax. It's not compartmentalized into separate things here. They said if he were indeed an accomplice to the murder of Cooper, the jury could have found that other people were threatened with death or serious injury. For example, the jailer was forced at gunpoint to empty the cells.
Right.
That's part of it, too. That's an aggravator. The evidence the murder was committed for monetary gain also was because his car and wallet were stolen. Mm-hmm. There you go. The wallet contained $35. It's possible the jury might not have been justified in finding that the murder was committed both to effect an escape and to disrupt or hinder a government function, because they seem to be redundant findings in this particular thing. So they say that his counsel argues that through comparative review, the death sentence should be reduced to life in prison without parole because his co-defendant, or not a co-defendant, but his murder partner here, that's what she got. So why should he get more, is what he's saying. Like, what the fuck?
Whoever gets the best one, we both want it.
Yeah, well, he's even talking about other cases. He said, we've done this in this case. In this case, it would also be appropriate to compare the sentence of Ruth Sumlin received with the sentence imposed on Warren Sumlin, because both were charged with and convicted of the same crime. We compare the death sentence in this case to all the others that have been imposed and reviewed since this one case that was precedent back in the day here. We also consider the fact that error may have been committed during the sentencing phase. Using this criteria, we conclude the death penalty in this case ought to be reduced to life without parole.
Okay.
So they do that. They say during Ruth's testimony, the state attempted to impeach her by using testimony from her trial, and some testimony included conversations between Ruth and Sumlin. So they're trying to say, Warren's trying to say that they had privilege, husband-wife privilege, and that anything overheard between them can't be put in to court.
Because they're husband and wife.
That's what he's saying here. He says that, for example, the state quoted some of Ruth Sumlin's prior testimony in which she said she was supposed to get J.Y. Cooper's car in any way that she could. This testimony, no doubt, could have been considered by the jury in determining whether, who was an accomplice or whatever. However, we cannot say this conversation was confidential since a witness testified to overhearing it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you have a reasonable expectation of privacy in your home with your shades down. Right. You don't have a reasonable expectation of privacy on a street corner.
Right.
So if someone, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have your pants down in your house and someone takes a picture of you, that's invading your privacy.
Yeah, what
if
the
you're
fuck, man?
If you're in your front lawn with your dick out and they take a picture of you, you have no reasonable expectation of privacy there. You're in public. So that's a law, like literally with conversations all the time. So, they said certainly a wife can be called as a witness against her husband and be required to testify concerning what she heard, saw, and observed in relation to a criminal charge. They said it was they so interpreted the husband-wife privilege, excluding only confidential conversations about legal shit. So that's a lot of people have asked us about that. Can you make a wife testify against a husband, vice versa? So, they said we cannot say that any of Ruth Sumlin's testimony breached the confidential privilege. He also argues insufficient evidence to sustain a conviction even, not just the sentence. He said the facts of the case. If there was substantial evidence that someone was an accomplice to the murder of Cooper, then the judgment of the jury must stand. It is irrelevant that Warren Sumlin did not pull the trigger, Jimmie.
Yeah.
If he aided, solicited, or encouraged Ruth Sumlin in committing the murder. So, doesn't fucking matter. There's also some bullshit about jurors that they were objecting to. Either way, commuted to life without parole.
I'm fine with it.
So no more death sentence. Yeah, I don't care about that. It's fine with that. So they keep going. Once he gets that, he kind of cuts the appeals out. There really isn't
he's still got to face murder in California, right?
No, apparently they can hold that, though, in case he ever did get out here, then they can take him there and charge him. I think that's what they're doing, kind of holding it over his head so it's not time served in their state. So that kind of goes on. And then finally, August of 1999, Warren has lung cancer.
Oh.
And has been hospitalized for a little while, and he dies in the Correctional Department's diagnostic unit in Pine Bluff in 1999. Wow. So that's
getting diagnosed.
He's like 63 or something.
That's
so pretty
a
young.
bummer.
That sucks, man. That's tough. So 2008, Ruth has her clemency appeal.
Okay,
she's going for clemency now. Appeals are exhausted. Now it's just straight clemency.
Yeah.
She wrote to the clemency board, and what this is you go to the board votes. If the board votes you down, then you don't get shit. Yeah. If the board votes to give you clemency, then your case goes to the governor's desk, and that's their decision. So this is what she wrote to the clemency board, and I quote, "I would like to live my remaining years free if possible." She said, "I am no threat to society. I am a changed person and can be a great asset outside. I would like to help remaining ill family members."
Okay.
So she is housed at the McPherson Unit for Women in Newport at this point in time. Both the prosecutor and the Columbia County Sheriff's Office both told the board they oppose clemency for her.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, they say she's convicted of capital murder, blah, blah, blah. So the Arkansas Board of Parole votes 3-1 to recommend that her sentence is commuted.
Wow.
They recommend to commute her sentence.
Yeah.
Gotta be charming, I'm telling you.
She's gotta be adorable.
They said to commute her sentence to 36 years in prison. That's what they would commute her, which would make her eligible for parole now. Yeah. She can get out. So it finally goes to the governor's office, Halloween night 2008. I assume during the day. I'm sure he's not working at night. But Governor Mike Beebe, Don's brother, I'm sure, rejected the clemency request. Nope, don't think so here. Rejected her clemency request without comment even. In a statement, he said he intended to grant 10 pardons and 27 clemency requests, but he also denied a whole shitload, like 42 of them or whatever. So
took his dick off. Nope.
She's got one more chance, Jimmie.
Yeah.
October 19th, 2021.
Oh,
so this fucking just happened, man. She has a request for commutation again of her life sentence of capital murder. She's before the Arkansas Parole Board this time, and they declare her request, quote, without merit.
No, thank you.
There we go. And she is at this point, Ruth is both the oldest and longest serving Columbia County female inmate in state custody.
Right.
She is both of those things. Yeah. She's been in jail for 45 years.
That's amazing.
And I can't believe there's not an older one in there. But like we said, they didn't even have a jail before that. What are we talking about?
They weren't going to jail until then.
No, she's the first one we put in, and we kept her. We're hanging on to her.
Yeah, she's like an antique at this point.
We're going to go ahead and hang on to her. We just gotten used to having her around, you know.
We got the very first Arkansas plow out in the yard. We got the very first Arkansas
plow. We got this plow's impressed. Come on outside. No, come on, y'all. Bring your cameras. We're going to show you this plow now. You're going to be impressed by it.
We got old barbecue grills. We got all kind of shit. And we got the very first female inmate. It's going to be a sad day when she dies.
I'll tell you what. We're going to keep her till the end, though. I'll tell you what.
We're going to put her out with the plow when it's all over.
We're going to stuff her and put her on top of it like a scarecrow, I think. You know, just we got used to having her around. You know what I'm saying? Just used to having her around these parts. Now that, everybody, is Magnolia, Arkansas.
What a story.
That's a fucking crazy story.
Unbelievable.
Like, some of the stories have more like kind of backstory and the people's. None of that matters. Think about the high noise here. The high, as Hunter Thompson said, the high white noise. Think about that, which is just the crazy shit that's going on in this. The high points are insane. That's wow. How many women have we had that have like sexually eviscerated somebody like that? That's so rare in women. It's not even funny.
There's very few that you got no. We got it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like there's no point where you just go, I don't know. You know.
He's terrible.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to feel for her, but what she did was horrible.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you did is serial killer shit.
Did she do it to impress him that she's bad too?
I don't know. Or I don't know if she was so disgusted that she had to fuck him. That she was like, take that, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But that would make sense, but it's not. She did say that the sex was like, he didn't rape her. It wasn't like he forced. She came to him and said, hey, let's go in the woods. Yeah. So either way, she didn't like it. Or maybe she did that because she was mad. Who knows? I mean, there's a lot of. We're trying to figure this out. Like there's a direct correlation in this.
Who cares?
Where when Ted Bundy does it, it has nothing to do with what they did or with how. It's not something that happened last week. It's whatever's in their fucking brain.
Yeah,
we have to look at her the same way. I think that it's just hard. Got it right. So there you go, everybody. If you enjoyed that story, definitely get on whatever app you're listening on, get on there and find if you can review and give us 5 stars, please and thank you. It does help drive us up the charts. Thank you for doing that. Also, you can follow us on social media. We are at Murder Small on Twitter, at Small Town Pod on Facebook, and at Small Town Murder on Instagram.
There you go.
Catch up on all the stuff here. If you have cases that you'd like us to look at, small town murder cases that you think qualify, send them to us. It is research@shutupandgivememurder.com is where you can do that. And as well as that, if you want to go to shutupandgivememurder.com, you're going to find all sorts of good stuff there. All your merchandise, all your everything like that. Live show tickets.
Oh, boy.
Most of all. Oh, man. April 8th, we're in Pittsburgh.
We're coming
at
down
what is it, the
Turnpike.
Munhall?
Yeah.
Munhall, some shit theater. Whatever theater's in Munhall, we're in that one.
It's just on the outskirts of
music
town,
hall.
too.
Yeah,
music
right across
and arts hall? Some shit like that.
It's right across the river on one of those 800 bridges they have there, right by that. So come check us out there. There's some tickets left, just a few, though, not a whole lot. And then Columbus, the next night on April 9th, even less tickets available for that. Those are going, they're almost gone anyway, but now they're going even quicker as we get close to showtime.
Come see the elderly ushers. It'll be lovely.
They're such nice old ladies, and then we say fuck on stage all the time, and they don't even react to it. It's awesome.
Flinch.
So we said
be very nice to them.
When we did our sound check, I said, ladies, I'm going to apologize ahead of time for some of the things we're going to be saying. We're nice boys.
Yeah.
I said, we're actually nice boys. We're just, we're nice. This is a show.
We're just,
we're just, company. Always on the run. And we sang Bad Company to him.
We both have a 6-gun and a shotgun that we were born with, and you get the point.
I want to know. So here we are. Yes, do that. Come to these live shows. Shutupandgivememurder.com. We can't wait. We throw down at live shows. So if you're on the fence, don't be. Look on social media, see what people say after live shows.
Right.
It's not a college lecture.
No.
It's a comedy show with a murder story in there somewhere.
TED
It's
Talk,
awesome.
Yeah.
No, this ain't a TED Talk. This is a goddamn comedy show. So enjoy that.
Yep.
Come see us. Patreon this week is so good. Patreon.com/crime and sports. And as you know us, we give all this for free. So if we're going to charge you money, it's going to be amazing. Put it that way.
Yeah.
That's how we throw down. And our Patreon is worth it. $5 or more will get you everything that we put out, all your small town murder bonuses and crime and sports bonus episodes. They do overlap a lot as far as what you'd be interested in. A lot of good crossover there. And this week, no exception. This week for crime and sports, we're going to do one of the best April Fool's hoaxes ever because it fooled everybody in the whole sports world, especially Mets fans.
Yeah.
they had this thing where they put a story out in Sports Illustrated that a scout found a man living in the mountains somewhere that throws 168 miles an hour and he only wears one shoe, and the Mets signed him, and he's got a jersey. There's a picture of him with Lenny Dykstra. It's fucking insane, and people bought it lock, stock, and barrel and then found out none of it was true. It's fucking hilarious.
If there's a fan base you can dupe that wants to win, that's the one.
It's the Mets.
It's them or the Jets.
Oh, the Jets. What happened? We got him? We got him. Fuck, high five. They'd be high five and hugging each other.
Fuck the Giants. Watch this.
Yes. So there's that. And then for Small Town Murders, we're going to talk about something real interesting. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about Diane Downs, who shot her 3 kids and herself as well in the arm, and told the cops that some man that she pulled over on the side of the road to help did it, and she was trying to kidnap her kids and shot her kids. And her story is ridiculous, and she tells it with such I don't even know why you're asking me twice about this. It's obvious that this is what happened. And then she also was interested in the I-5 killer, Randall Woodfield. Yeah. She was also hooked up. She found one of the women in prison with her, liked this woman's husband, broke out of jail, and went to this woman's husband's house.
Oh, my God.
It's a crazy story, but we'll mainly talk about all of her interviews and what just a fucking blatant liar she is. It's wild. No one believes her. Yeah. She's on Oprah arguing with Ann Rule, the true crime writer, and people are just going, oh, my God. Every time the whole crowd's going, oh, bullshit. Every time she talks. It's amazing. Check that out. It's so good. Patreon.com/crime and sports. Mm-hmm. Like we said, $5 or above will get you access to that and everything else we put out. Whole back catalog. That's not important right now, though. Right now, I need to hear the people who have signed up for that. I need to hear the list of the finest goddamn people. Oh, PayPal also. crimeandsports@gmail.com if you want to do that. Right. Some of these people are in there, too. That's why I had to say it. Jimmie, God damn it, hit me with that fantastically wonderful list.
This week's executive producers are Michelle Hansen, Cody Leversey in Michigan. Can't wait to see you, bud. Franny in London, Jordan Bennett, Colleen Miller, Francesco Danino, Kimberly Altusi, Daniel Blackwell, and Nicole O'Clair. Thank you guys. Truly, bottom of our hearts stuff.
Holy shit.
You get the point.
Amazing people.
Truly. Other producers this week are The Twisted Mayor Mohair. Spalding Smales is in Caddyshack. That was the movie he was in. He ate boogers
there
in that.
There you go. Thank you.
God, I hate saying those words. Larry Butterfast is in surgery this week. Hang in there, Larry. It's over his foot, so I don't know what
not
exactly he's doing. Yeah, he's not. Might be getting a new foot.
Let's hope you don't throw a clot, pal. Let's do it.
Peyton Meadows, Olive Tits, me too. Thomas Smith, Jeff Shrewsbury, James Martyr, Buck Russell, Tarnia Goodsell's Success, and Rob Wilson's new glasses. Joey Pepperoni Nips got a new mortgage. Brand new mortgage.
He got a mortgage.
Shiny new smelly one. Catherine Collado, happy hour checking in Austin, Texas this week. Laura in Portland. Her boyfriend, YL, has been sitting on a relationship with her for 6 years. What the fuck, YL?
Damn. Shit, dude.
Figure it out, man. Marry the woman.
Step up. We'll do it for you.
Stop with the free poon and
we'll
pay
ask.
up. Pay up.
Yeah, let's go,
Michelle Salazar, Rabbi Shitstein, Gwendolyn Steele, Susanna Platt, Janice
The
Hill.
lease has come due.
Davey loves gravy. Frank, the South African birdwasher. Dixon Cider. Are you proud of yourself, you son of a
happy now?
Bitch?
Hey,
Judy Squatley, Jess Finch's mom, Dawn, is having a birthday. Happy birthday, Dawn. JJ's Bizarre Crime Adventures, Jason Bateman's. Nope, Batman's. Oh, that's Batman. What the fuck? I wrote it.
Bateman. Oh, Batman. Oh, it's Batman. So when you see there's a new Batman movie, you're like, oh, there's a new Bateman movie.
Oh, look, cool. Jason Bateman's got a new movie.
Jason Bateman's got a self-titled coming out. Good for him.
Well, biopic. Jason Batman's Pocket Robin Forrest. That's what it is.
God damn it, I love it.
Shailene Moet, Alex Presley, Hannah Quinn, Jonathan Borden, Kevin Arrington, Carla Fowler, Tina Whiting, Andrea Quiroz, Christopher Sons Moen, Royce Silvies. Listen, he put Batman after Jason and expected me to say Batman? It's never happening. Every time it's Jason Bateman.
I can't breathe.
Somebody shine the Bateman light.
This is my favorite shout out of all time. He comes, hey guys, what's going on? Job, God damn it, Jesus.
Riley DeHia, Martin Allman, Audrey Stepp, Morgan Smith, Maria Angel Diaz, Jana Pochop, Christian Skeet, that's an unfortunate one, Amy Lux, Jesse, nope, that's Jess Bruin, William with no last name, Harrison Schaefer, Patty McCleskey, Katrina, yes, Susan Wathen, Tyler Summers, Richard Wilkinson, Kim the head bitch in charge, Gilbert Contreras, Demon Hand 55, Jennifer Lincoln, Liam Pringle, yep, Matt Hilligans, Jackson with no last name, Marissa with no last name, William L. Martin Jr., Monica Mars, TJT, Janelle Mazzara Johnson, Spencer Morgan, Stephanie Dahlman, Carrie Countryman, Mark Albert, Wait, what's his name? Alberts. Marv.
Alberts.
God damn
Marv
it.
Albert.
It's
yeah.
Mark. All right.
Is it? You mean Batman? Is that who you're talking about on there? Is that Batman chiming up, or is it? Okay.
Jenna Wayne Jiren, Jen with no last name, Hunter Johnson, Margaret Martins, Brian Bagg, Lynn Milroy, Corey Hockenberry, Farron Lammers, Kelsey Booth, Ab Will, Alexander McKeever Wilcoxon, Hillary Jorgensen, Michael Flanagan, Full Send 912, Midnight with no last name, Aaron Finneran, Jen Laundry, Jennifer Diaz, Lucas Salas, Susie Burrows, Jedediah Marquise Wu, Cody Walker, Cindy Cummings, Brutal Butt Slap, Demi Bones Lindbergh, Ashley Lundy, Tanya Simmons, Bailey Gerard, Emily Matthews, Kaylee Esper, Emily Nix, Alex Gage, Mike Mast, Joel Adams, Corey Celeste, Breton Bird Hurd, Jesus, and Antigone Azrael, fucking what? Antigone? Alina Mollett, Matthew Ryan, Greg Hickson, Sean McNeil, Caroline Britton, Colton Bearden, Stephanie Lynn, Janelle Tamale, Josh Wood, Dana Jatch.
I'm James Steele Parmesan. Nice to meet you.
The Ear Rape Prevention Hotline, Christina Gogan, Grant Carter, Georgia, the Athletic Bruco, from Athletic Bruco, Raymond Castellan, Paige Williams, Jason Pixler, Elisa Montoya Darling, Katie Gwynn, Travis James, James, Ryan Lally, Anthony Larson, Holly Bowen, Bad Attitude, Rebecca Feldman, TC Williams, Martina Martin, Sun V, DJ Teitzel, Shanna Graziano, Darby Davis, Adrian Solano, Ethan with no last name, Janae Young, Will with no last name, Raina Kennedy, Christy Arrington, Kennedy.
Oh my God. You know, President Kennedy, he was one of my favorites. It was a real shame what happened to him. I tell you what.
really takes all the achievement from him when you say John F. Kennedy.
John Kennedy. I don't think he's getting elected with Kennedy as his last name. I got to be honest. I don't think Monroe's fucking him either. I don't know about the Kennedy brothers. They don't sound too hot anymore.
I think the Kennedys lose.
They sound Italian at that point, like they're the Kennedys.
They really do.
Like from Greece.
Christy Arrington, Ryan Wisenant, Shannon Jones, Kelly with no last name, Thomas B. Horing, Jesse Wallace, Geneva Reimer, Jake Martin, Jody H., Susan Staub, Madison Walgamuth, Kristen Chambliss, Lois Sandsborn, Donna Smalley, Lana Brown, Deb Tidwell, Shelby Page, Callie Childress, Nikki Marie, Whitney Chandler, Aaron Duncan, Rowan with no last name, Big Puddin' 69, of course it's 69, Amanda Dominguez, Rory
Corey Hamilton, Daniel Doyle, Andy Newman, Josh McKeever, Patricia Bethune, Jonathan Gian, Heather Yeager, David Matthews, Jacob Hughes, Elizabeth Vale, Betsy Malding, Trevor Pentland, Carrie Lawrence, Jackson Akins, Eileen Woodington Scoggins, Taylor Shane Williams, Amy Aronson, Janessa, Tyler Basir, Hayden Smith, Sawyer Chefs, Stuart Collings, Jacob Weiss, Justin Plades, Tommy Lee, probably not, Jessica Ziziska,
sure it is.
Julie, it's got to. He loves drumming. Listening to this bullshit.
You know he's going to do it. He's totally doing it.
Julie Zager, Corey Young, SB, Susan Gundlach, boy oh boy, Ezra Taha, Eric Barnes, Keely Urbanski, Anna Bandit, Julian Boylan, Diego Ramirez, and all of our patrons. You guys, especially the Canettis, are amazing.
Thank you, everybody, so much for people who would never, ever remove our scrotal contents. Thank you. We do appreciate that from you. So, that said,
I promise you don't want to see these.
It's not necessary.
Here.
They were just dipping in the toilet and fucking while Jimmie was taking a dump. You don't want that.
For the third time today.
There's toilet water remnants on them. You don't want any part of that. So that said, everybody, if you want to find us on social media, go to the website, shutupandgivememurder.com, or just Google Small Town Murder Podcast hosts. There's only two of us. Right. If you find another one, let us know, because we're going to be pissed that they stole from us. So that's
another. God damn it!
Another one stole from us.
Joined the list.
Sons of bitches. That said, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us, and we're going to keep coming back and back and back again. And until next week, everybody, it's been our pleasure.
Bye.
If you like Small Town Murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. I'm going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles,
a big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud,
sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.